Welcome to TPK Roleplay, and welcome to Murder on the Primewater Pleasure, our second installment of the Agatha Christie-inspired murder mysteries set in Eberron. This is based on the adventure written by Liam Murray, but has been heavily modified to suit our needs. I am Luke Locke, and I will be the Dungeon Master today, as well as Stella Primewater, owner of the Primewater Pleasure. Let's go up, we'll do like a counterclockwise, starting up with Corndog. Oh, wait. Pause 1 second. Now try.
Haha, it's me, Corndog McGraw. I am playing Anders Solner, a recent inheritor of ships and a traveling merchant. Oh, I'm also part seagull. I'm an Aarakocra that's a seagull.
Down to proper.
Hello, my name is Proper Nerdy. I'm a TPK staff member, role player, game designer, and master. And today I will be playing Carmilla Fireborn. She is also an Aarakocra, but she has bright red plumage, thus the red. And below me on the screen is Dev.
Hey guys, it's me, Dev Develops. I'm playing Commodore Wardell Warrington, Yuan T, very charming individual. A captain, but not of this ship. On to the next, the beautiful last HP. Who is muted?
Tonight he will be performing in all minds because he is that talented. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, he is attempting one of the greatest feats in TTRPG history. To do an entire roleplay silently.
I mean, if we
I
really
heard
wanna
noises there for a second, but
I know,
Sarah,
that's
if
why
you'd
I
like to
said
go away.
Were there
Oh,
enough
yeah,
noises?
there we go. Yeah, there we go.
Lots of noises. Okay.
Very loud
I am
noises.
blessed. God. Is that better?
You're fine. Much better,
Yeah.
thank you.
Fixed. All right. I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and I will be playing Mormac Seymour, who is young, he is wealthy, and a traditionalist of sorts, so things the way they were.
Now, Sarah.
Hello, I am Osarix Franco. I am playing Captain Misty No Crew Swale. She is a human looking for a ship of her own, but willing to do the work to make that happen. Giving it to Tony.
Hello, I'm Tony. I'm playing Scarin Wave Chaser, Elven Butler to the ever dashing Anders Solmer. Two generations. I am an ex-pirate. Been given a second chance. And showing my ways as we make our way up to Vermin.
Greetings, everyone. I am Legendary Vermin, but tonight I am Wexley, the Wizard Lancaster, Mage of the Primewater Pleasure, and here at your service for whatever you might need.
Father
Greetings
Wyndham.
all. Thank you. I, as Stella Primewater, my ward in some ways, so elegantly introduced me. I'm Father Wyndham. I'm also Turk, or Turk Accented on Twitch and Twitter. Very excited to be a priest of the Devourer today. Gonna be hoping this ship stays afloat, and that's gonna be it.
You all, some of you who work aboard the Primewater Pleasure have been spending the morning readying for the next cruise set to sail out this afternoon. The rest of you board sometime later that day, around 2 p.m. Stella will meet you on the docks, leading you to where the Primewater is moored, and then invite you up onto the deck, where Captain Misty is waiting to welcome you aboard and show you to your rooms. Stella will hand you each 2 keys, one for your footlocker and one for the door to your cabin. I will now leave you to unpack and call for you all when more of the guests arrive. Please take some time, allow yourselves to get settled. Look around if you want. We will be setting off sometime before dinner, and then, of course, dinner will be served on the main deck. Thank you. Who is arriving first?
Probably Solmers and Wave Chaser. Trying to make a prompt and obvious arrival.
Carmilla will meet Anders on the pier.
Okay.
The two are in a relationship of sorts, and they both look immaculate. I do believe, yes, I believe they're both wearing garments that are magically enchanted to never get dirty. So they
Correct.
arrive on a dusty pier, looking literally perfect together.
Okay. So, Anders, you arrive with Skarin and your betrothed in tow. Can you describe for us what you look like, Anders, as you step on board deck?
Why, yes, I can. Anders is a very, very handsome seagull Aarakocra. Little hooked beak there at the end. All white, head to toe. The only thing that's not white on him are the gray tips on the feathers of his arms and his spindly orange legs that stick out below his pants. And he is walking with a cane, just distinguished as ever. As he nods to Carmilla, and they begin their entrance onto the boat, occasionally checking just to see where Skarin is, making sure he's nearby.
Yes, Carmilla or Skarin, who would like to go first, describing what we all see as you step on deck?
Skarin, why don't you go first? Because I just need to grab something real quick.
All right, Skarin.
Skarin is a lithe-looking elf, white hair, in a black suit with a white undershirt and gloves, carrying the bags behind Anders, both his own and theirs. On his side, he just has a small crystalline flask. He has a very nice crystal pendant, and he just keeps himself in a very upright posture. And right here, Mr. Solma.
Good to see you, Skarin.
Of course, sir.
And Carmilla.
Carmilla Fireborn is a gorgeously red Aarakocra with vibrant feathers and a tuft of pointed red hair or red feathers at the top of her head, and a sharp orange beak. She dresses rather conservatively, and always carries with her a always travels with a large bow that she uses when she goes hunting in the woods to let off some steam. But she has on one of her dark black legs is a dragon tattoo that kind of winds its way down onto her toes. But other than that, she looks rather plain, but no one looking at her would say anything less than she's stunningly gorgeous.
Okay. So you all are led on deck down to the sleeping deck where there are multiple quarters, and then allowed to settle in, set your bags up, your rooms, how you would like. And then who is next to arrive?
Oh, I suppose Mormac would come about that time. A young fellow, well dressed, has someone with him who's carrying his bag, drops it at the end of the gangplank, and he'll stop. He's twirling a purple crystal in one hand and kind of stop and look around. Who's supposed to get my bags?
Stella will look at you. We can have one of the crew go and fetch those.
Stella, darling, how have you been?
So good, so good. Just busy with so many cruises and other
Always
fun
busy.
activities. Yes.
Always busy.
I've got a room
You should
ready
relax.
for you. Your favorite drink is in there.
Fantastic. You know, Stella, you're too good to me.
Let me show you to your room. And she will give you a hug and like a kiss on the cheeks, and then lead you down to the sleeping. Who is next to arrive? Is that it for our guests?
No,
It might be.
I'm considered a guest, or am
I think
on the ship?
you're a fixture on the ship, though. You may not have been here earlier. You may be arriving as we are setting out. So
Perfect,
why don't you go
yes.
ahead and come aboard?
Stepping off of a carriage is a man in long sea green and dark robes with the symbol of the Devourer emblazoned upon them at various points. In his hand, he holds a small set of jewels that seem each additionally emblazoned with the symbol of the Devourer, and he seems comfortably in a period of age where someone doesn't assume you're entirely too old, but would never judge you for or assume that you're too young to be doing the things you're doing. He travels light, a lot of the things already on board ship, though he does hold his book close to him and nodding at a few of the crew. Apologies for my tardiness. The preparations for this next leg of the journey took a bit longer than anticipated. I assume my rooms are still in proper shape. You haven't sent them off somewhere else.
Of course not, Father. Please come. I'll show you down there.
It's very good to see you again, Stella.
It's good to
Very
see you. It has been a while.
Entirely too long. We must speak at some
Of
point.
course. I am so busy, though.
Ah, yes, but the Devourer does not wait. Neither will I. I must know what you've been doing. It's been entirely too long. You've been lost to the sea.
I've so many new business ventures opening up to me.
Ah, hell, I look forward to hearing about each and every one of them.
Of course. Come on downstairs to the sleeping deck. And then Commodore Warrington, are you on board already, or are you coming on board?
Right as the ship is about to leave, a carriage comes curbing up with the horses, neighing really loudly to make sure that you don't stop. You know that he needs to be here. Getting off is a man in his late 30s, a little lithe, looks like a little Mal, like he doesn't get too much nutrition. Always focusing, shifting his eye focus between his left and right eye at a time. Very sharp eyes. see Stella? Well, I tell you, it's good to be here, Stella.
It is good to be here. And she will just kind of whisper, like lean in a little closer so that no one else can overhear. I hope that our business together can remain discreet while you are on board.
I hope the alcohol is not as discreet. I only have so much.
Of course. If you could just follow me, your rooms are ready on the sleeping deck.
Don't you worry. In due time, in due time. And he follows.
I'm not going to be able to handle it with all your guys' characters. Okay. Now, Wexley, I believe you mentioned you were getting the bags that Mormac left.
Yeah, so below or on deck, right near the stairs leading down, there is a intense discussion happening between Wexley and Captain Misty. I want to take his bags to him. I want to make a good first impression. Please, I'll do this on my own.
Wexley, I don't understand, darling. I don't understand why it's so important to you that you need to be doing this work. You have so many other things to attend to, and until we're time to chart course, I have nothing, Wexley.
It's just one man's bags. I just want an opportunity to make a good first impression.
I understand that, but you, Wexley, I hate to say it, but you cannot drop it, you see. This man is very wealthy, and it's possible that there's a lot of things in there that could be damaged, you see.
That's the idea, my dear. And there's like a pat on the cheek.
Oh, all right.
I will be exceptionally careful. And, as you well know, if anything falls, I can simply mend it back together. I am the wizard.
Yes, well, all right. But make sure that Lady Primewater doesn't see. I would hate for Stella to be disappointed in us.
Discretion is my middle name.
Oh, I'm so grateful to have you, Wexley.
Don't worry about me, darling. I will be back to my duties momentarily. So Wexley is a approaching middle-age man. He has, of course, a fine mustache, but sort of shabby blue robes, blue hat with stars on it, and the demeanor of somebody who thinks his charm can always get his way.
And what does Misty look like?
Misty looks rough around the edges. She's dressed in a white shirt with a blue doublet trimmed with silver that's seen. It looks like she's trying to take care of it. She wears a pink bandana that is absolutely filthy. It's almost impossible to tell what color it is anymore. Underneath a tri-tipped leather hat. Her face is scarred in various ways, but she is rather young, probably mid to late 20s. And despite her harsh appearance, there is sort of this sense of demureness. You would see this person and be like, I'm not gonna fuck with them. And then she'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry. You dropped this gold piece. That kind of vibe.
Very good. And I will describe all of you. You all know Stella personally. However, for chat, I will describe Stella Primewater, the owner of the Primewater Pleasure, is a tall woman with platinum blonde hair, which she keeps dyed such. She has a very large, just absurdly flamboyant admiral's, like a naval officer hat that she keeps in a large red cape flowing out behind her. She is very well known for the numerous parties and pleasure cruises that she hosts. She is a member of the Stormreach City Council, and she took over her family's business at the age of 17 when her father died at sea. And as all of you get settled, and she will check with you, Misty and Wexley, are we ready to go? Is everything set up?
Yes, I believe that all of the passengers are attended for, and Wexley even saw to some of their belongings. So we should be ready to chart a course at your leave, Stella.
Of course. Feel free to set off when you're as soon as you're ready.
Misty will nod and look at Wexley and just nervously, like, best behavior. Turn to head to chart the ship.
I'm always on my best behavior.
When oh god, I should know her name and I can't remember it right now. Hold on. When Stella is available, after she said okay, feel free to get ready, Camilla is going to quietly approach Stella with a large leather notebook of notes and figures, and simply say, Stella, when you have a moment, I would like to address some of the facts and figures before we leave, if you don't mind.
Yes, of course. Up in my office, please. I'm
course.
sorry, down in my office. And she actually keeps a private office down in the cargo hold, kind of away from everything else. And we will go down there.
We don't have to. I just wanted to have a quick...
You don't... oh, okay.
Okay.
I mean, because she would take you down and talk to you about it. But if you don't want to get into the details, then we can just say you guys head off for a little meeting about accounts and things of that nature. And then upon emerging, she will go up to the parlor deck and sound the alert for dinner. And all the guests will be... there will be a small chime that goes off in every room, letting you all know that dinner is ready.
Is that Porter with my bags? We'll open my stateroom. Porter! Porter! Where are my...
Right here, sir. So sorry for the delay. And
Why are you out of uniform?
We-
Stella wouldn't have you working like that.
Oh,
No, I don't want to hear your excuses.
Of course, sir. And Wexley will, like, set the bags down very gently. I am so sorry for any delay that might have happened. I am Wexley, the first mate of this ship, and if you need anything during the journey, you just let me know.
I will certainly find the help I need. Here, take this, and I will toss a silver coin to him. Thank you for the
Thank
bags.
you, sir.
About time. Where's my dinner jacket?
Do you need help finding it, or perhaps getting ready for dinner?
Go.
Of course.
Dismissed.
Closes the door, sucking his teeth as he goes. Need to go faster next time, I see.
As everyone comes up and takes their seat at the tables around the dinner hall, the doors to the banquet hall are flung open, and a large male orc that Misty, you and Wexley would know as the chef, walks in dressed in chef's clothes, and he is balancing several plates of food, and sets them all down, and if you give me just a moment, I will return with the rest. And then it does so, and Stella will stand up once it is all set out, let the feast commence. All of you guests, so happy to have you here. After dinner, of course, there will be drinks. There's an open bar, and we can get started with the dancing and festivities. We have a few games, cards, things of that nature. I know some of you would love to maybe place some bets. So, of course, dig in.
So Scarin is standing like behind Solmore, like ready, standing at attention, not eating dinner whatsoever. Mr. Solmore, would you care for wine or some other form of alcohol with your meal this evening?
Just water would be fine.
Should we not say a prayer first, Miss Primewater?
Of course, Father Wyndham. My mistake. Everyone, if you would please, allow a moment of silence for our father to conduct his ceremonies before eating our meal.
Thank you. And I'll stand up quickly. In the third round vision, it is said that all life is born from the sea, and when the water enters our lungs, do we truly know what it means to be alive. So, as we ingest this food, may we all remember that life begins and ends in a set of jaws, and as we enter and leave this life in the same way, it is our struggle that defines us. The fight to keep ourselves alive. May our enemies lie bleeding and broken before you, and the devourer bless you all.
And that is just a delightful prayer, Father. We would hate for anyone here to be uncomfortable.
Armilla will arrive late, just after the prayer, having changed into a long, flowing, shiny black dress. She's gotten rid of her plain clothes and her bow, and is just ready for dinner attire. But has arrived just after the prayer. Conveniently.
Miss Solmore, how wonderful you chose to join us this evening.
Fireborn. We're not married yet.
Oh. Have the priests of Oladra not sanctified your marriage?
Carmilla will go up to Anders and just lay a gentle, kind of calming hand on his shoulder and put a hand on his chest and say, "No, we're waiting for right now. We don't have plans to get married just yet, but I'm sure we'll find time soon."
Well, the Church of the Devourer is always welcoming of
I don't think
all
I'll be needing it,
types.
but thank you.
Should you ever reconsider?
Scarin, would you mind getting me a wine?
Oh,
I guess
I'll have one too. By the way, you look like you make a lovely couple. Evening, Anders.
Enchanting.
Thank you, Warrington.
Interesting blessing there, Father. We would hate for our enemies to go unbroken and unbloodied, wouldn't we?
Yes, it'd be very inconvenient. They would then have the chance to break you. But it is the cycle that we've all been forced into.
There
Why
are far
are
too
so
many
many
spells
people
to be broken.
Oh gosh, I'm just gonna whisper to Wexley next to me. Surprise, you're next to me, and just be like, "Why are so many people breaking each other? What?"
You
Breaking.
will have to forgive Father Wyndham. It's just the nature of the job. He is traditionally cheerless. And Wexley will kind of turn to her water goblet. I can, however, bring a touch of festivity if you'd like, and he'll snap his fingers, and a dancer will emerge from the top of the water glass and start to, like, pirouette and ballet around the inside of the rim.
What does it look like, you said?
It's at the top of the glass. It's like a ballet dancer made of water.
Oh, water, okay.
Like dancing inside the glass.
How enchanting! Can you? is this just when you're present, or is this something that we could look into producing for others?
Setting even a simple enchantment like this to a mug or something is an involved process, and I'm afraid I spend most of my energy making sure that the ship's spells stay intact.
Quite right, quite right. I would be interested in learning more about this enchantment. I personally have no, and he'll just like wave his hands in front of him, no arcane ability, but
Don't count yourself out just yet. I'm sure I'm not the only one with parlor tricks aboard.
So, where's the wine?
There's literally wine everywhere, but as you ask that, Stella will just kind of arrive, like almost as if she was expecting questions of alcohol. For you, Commodore.
You're too good to me.
Hey, Porter, where did you learn that?
Well, I was born into magic. I have, and he'll kind of pull his collar back, almost suggestively, and you can see his dragon mark of the storm on his shoulder, peeking up towards his neck. I came to it by birth. I can't say much besides that. It's always pulling on the strings of the world has always just made sense to me, like music plucked on a lute.
No, I'm good at both of those things. And Mormac's going to put his wine glass down, lean back, and pull out a lute. Start playing. It's not good.
It's not good.
Wexley will make as if it is the most enchanting sound in the world.
Thank you. I've been known to dabble.
Your talents are incredible. I find myself quite envious.
Yeah, my apologies for earlier. I should have trusted Stella's judgment. She always hires the right people. I may have come off a bit brush.
Sir, one can absolutely understand feeling out of sorts when beginning a journey.
Yeah, especially when the bag is very late and the dinner bell had rang. You're right.
Yes. Again, we live to serve.
So, Wexley, you serve no crew, correct?
Pardon?
No crew. Captain Misty, no crew sail. Swale? Yeah, one of them.
Yes, that is me. Yes. Wexley here is my trusted first mate of this vessel.
And yet they don't know your nickname.
Well, it's
Tis old and in the past, Commodore. No need to discuss it now, of course.
Anyways, I like the ship you're running here. It's let's talk operations sometime. I like your ambiance, for lack of better verbiage.
Cut of her jib.
Whatever that means. And as he's talking, he's very verbal with his hands, and the chain locket has a symbol of the crown on it, very visible to those who see.
I would be happy. Darting looks at Stella as she talks to Warrington. I would be happy to answer any questions that you have about the vessel, and perhaps provide a tour later, should Stella find that to be acceptable.
That'd be nice.
Stella is actually going to take a seat and start eating some dinner herself. And is everyone finished up and looking like they are ready for dessert or games, or what is everyone doing?
More water, sir.
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you, Scarin.
Did you want
Carmilla?
another plate of potato?
Do they fried potatoes?
I believe I saw a plate, and he'll walk over and grab a plate of just small fried fingerling potatoes and quickly just unnoticeably slide a note to Stella as he walks back to Sulmer and just says, "We need to talk later."
As soon as Mormac will start playing his very bad lute, Carmilla will roll her eyes, quickly finish her meal, and decide to spend an hour or so out on the deck watching the water go by.
Anders eats the fried potatoes in the most undistinguished way possible. Just like beak all the way open and just like shoving as much in as possible. Before
Anyone
sitting
else-
back up perfectly clean.
Did anyone else feel the room grow suddenly more pleasant?
When the alcohol came in, yeah.
What was after that?
Well, then there was no alcohol, so no.
Don't speak ill of the living, unfortunately, Mr. Mariner. Mr. Seymour.
Are you?
And why not?
Petty words are no match for actions.
Are you insulting my betrothed?
Well,
And he'll just like tap his cane.
I was making an observation. Nothing more.
If you'd be so kind as to keep your own kind observations to yourself, it would be greatly appreciated.
We'll consider it.
So I heard there's an open bar, so I'm gonna make my way over there. See y'all soon. Makes my way to the open bar.
So, would you like to join your betrothed? I will clean up your area here and prepare your room for this evening.
I'll check in on her before playing a few games.
Very good, sir.
A few moments after you say this, Scarin, the room is suddenly plunged into magical darkness, seemingly spreading to each and every corner. There is panicked shouting, screaming, and the sound of chairs scraping as they are pushed back. One by one, I would like each of you to tell me what you are doing before I tell you what happens. Anders, what you doing in this panic?
It's the whole-
You can be as honest or dishonest as you'd like, Anders and the rest of you, by the way. But what are you doing for chat?
I feel very called out by that.
I'm just starting with the first.
Alright, so Anders was on his way to go find Carmilla when the magical darkness set in. And he's just going to start shouting a bit for Carmilla as the darkness sets in, and then start tapping things with his cane to just kind of clear the area around him to make sure no one's sneaking up.
Okay.
He's an anxious man.
Milla.
Double check. Yeah, that sounds good.
Carmilla will quickly spin around at the sound of the screaming and rush back in towards the darkened room. She doesn't have any issue opening doors, I assume.
The door opens, yes. However, the darkness is magical, so opening the
gonna
door
say-
would not let any light in or anything like
As-
that. You would just see a black darkness.
Yeah, as long as she's not locked out, is what I was gonna say. She runs back towards the room and flings open the doors and just is greeted by a wall of black. And so she lunges in and attempts to, using her hearing, attempting to find Anders and hold him close.
There's a lot of clacking from me whacking things, including.
If
my
she does find
head.
you, she is going to grab your cane so you stop hurling it around.
Okay. Yeah, we can say that you follow this sound that you know very, very well. And you find the cane, grabbing it, and Anders, it's me.
Anders, calm down.
What is this magic about?
Follow me outside. Let's go. And
Okay.
she's going to attempt to pull him back out onto the deck.
Commodore Warrington.
He spills his drink in all of the screaming madness, and in that moment takes out a sending stone, grumbles to himself, and says, "Stay at the ready," and puts it back into his pocket.
All right. Mormac.
Mormac's immediately going to call out, "Porter, is that you? Did you do that?" And, go ahead.
No, sir.
And I am immediately going to cast invisibility on myself and back toward the wall. Just in case.
Okay. And Misty.
Misty will immediately stand up from the table. Taking a step back in the dark, she'll feel for the bandolier that's stretched across her chest, which she will flip. It's previously been just like a plain leather bandolier, but as she kind of twists it, it is lined with multiple daggers, all of different designs and detail. And she will go ahead and grab two of them and curse under her breath, and then she's going to crouch and trying to use her knowledge of the ship, try to make her way to the nearest door. Taking a couple steps, she'll call it, "Wexley! Wexley, are you there?"
Yes, ma'am.
Wexley! We need to help. We need to help our guests. They simply can't be left in this horrid situation. Please, everyone, be calm until we can solve this. And follow the sound of my voice.
Okay. I am going to message some of you something as I do this, by the way. Scarin.
Scarin was grabbing a few Solmer's plates, and as he was batting around his cane, he just smashed into his elbow and dropped a few of the plates on the ground, just shattering loud as hell right in the beginning. It's like, "Oh, sir, you... what's going on here?" And...
It's still dark!
Solmer, sir, you're gonna need to stop waving that cane around. You just accidentally smashed my elbow in.
Sorry.
It's fine, sir. Where are you? And he'll very slowly approach Solmer, but...
I'm
Okay.
attached to the cane.
Don't bash my skull in.
Wexley. You've already interacted a few times during this chaos, but what are you doing?
Well, of course, the first thing that Wexley thinks to do when it's dark is he'll tap one of the stars on his hat and cast light to try and see through the magical darkness. I assume it doesn't work.
It does not,
that
no.
easily. And he will kind of move towards where he hears people making a ruckus and try to guide people by the elbow. He knows the ship well enough that he can guide people even without light, I would say.
And Father, what are you doing during this time?
Finishing my drink and stand. Such weakness. And I will raise my rosary And the symbol of the Devourer will shine as I'm casting Daylight,
Okay.
which is a 3rd level spell.
The darkness clears. And amid the as it's clearing, amid the shouting, screaming, tapping, calling out, you will hear a thud followed by a cry of pain as something heavy hits the ground. And then nearly immediately after, there's another thud as something heavy hits the table, followed by a gurgling noise. This is followed by more shouting as you all hear this and respond. And then after the darkness finishes receding, it reveals a horrifying scene. Father Wyndham, you are lying on the ground groaning, having fallen back in your chair. Warrington, you are standing up in your chair, your cutlass having been drawn, other hand holding a drink, sloshing it about. Misty, you are standing in the main hallway between the tables, dagger in each hand. Scarin and Salmor, you are both standing very near a body lying slumped over the table that happens to be Stella Primewater. You can see that her neck has been slashed open, and a bone dagger lies on the table beside her.
Huh.
Ah! I panic and throw myself against the wall.
Everyone
Fine, sir.
stand back.
Immediately count the people in the room.
Mormac immediately drops invisibility and runs towards Stella. Stella!
Sir, I'm going to have to ask you to
Stella!
stand back.
Stella! No, what's wrong with
Please,
her?
Please.
No.
She seems to be
What can
injured.
you-
Father, are you
Then
able to
do
perform any
something.
healing magic?
I can try. Allow me. Ah. What was the pain? I just get like clocked across the face. I ended up in the back of my chair. I mean,
What did happen, Father Wyndham?
there was a heavy shove as I stood to start casting the light, and boot basically clocked him right in the head and sent him off balance. And it was a combination of minor concussion and falling back into a chair that sent him groaning. But he will stand and adjust himself. And yes, I'm prepared for something like this. And he moves over and kneels beneath the body and puts a hand on Stella's, Miss Primewater's shoulder, and reaches into a small pocket on his chest and looks confused. Pats it again. It's gone. Someone's stolen my diamond.
Why aren't you doing anything?
I do not have the material components to perform the ritual. It was stolen
do you
from me in
need?
the mail. A diamond of large value. And it just so happens that mine has been removed. Quite strategically, I might add.
Strategic, you say?
Yes. Well, it's convenient that it was robbed at the same time that someone died, wouldn't you agree?
It is, and it's also convenient there seems to be a dagger on the table, and he'll look over to Misty, along with someone who has a plethora of daggers at their disposal. In fact, they have some in the hands.
Now, wait just a minute there, sir. I'm sure there is a perfectly plausible explanation for all of this. Could we
Anyone
please...
have a perception, a passive perception above a 15?
Or at
Yes.
I have 15.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
never mind.
15.
I have 15.
All right. You would notice that Misty does have a bandolier of daggers. More than the two in her hands are empty.
I stepped out into the hall. I intended to lead us all out onto the deck so we could regroup and understand what has happened. What has happened to Stella?
What has happened to the other 2 daggers in your bandolier?
I'm not sure. I'm actually missing 3. Yes, 3.
Yes, that actually looks very interesting. And you'll just see it like in Scarin's, between his fingers.
Scarin, put that down. There's blood on it.
Oh no, this isn't that dagger. This is one of her many missing daggers. I wanted to inspect it
kill her?
myself.
Did you kill my Stella?
And he'll look to his own suit and gloves like, no, if I had done that, I would have been splashed with blood.
You stole one
I
of my
wouldn't know.
daggers.
I wouldn't
I
believe
lifted
that.
it
her.
temporarily. I wanted to ensure you would not hurt Mr. Salma or his betrothed.
I'm sorry, but why would you assume that of me?
Oh, I assume many things of many people at all times.
Okay.
This is for the defense and safety of Mr. Salma.
And yet you were the one at
So-
the table closest to the body.
And you lifted items from everyone else then, and didn't single out me.
Unfortunately, no, you seem to have the weapons available. Several of them.
Well, yes, I'm a captain of a ship. I never know what kind of threats are out at sea. I must be prepared for your safety and my own.
And why would you only have taken one? You
I
know
don't
that
need
she
more
has a
than one.
bunch of them.
Well, and rather, they are mine, and they have sentimental value. So I would appreciate it if we. If I
Mr.
could
Wave
have
Chaser, I will not have you disparaging the captain of this ship in this manner. Please, everyone, will you clear the dining room and go back to your quarters?
We should
He'll hand the
examine the
dagger
body.
back.
I'm not going anywhere until this is figured out. Stella
Give
was
us
like a
some
sister to me.
space and cease arguing, and then we can begin to figure things out.
Cast a spell, Porter. Figure this out.
I would like to try and move up towards the body. And it's just her throat's been cut, correct?
Yes, deep down to the bone, though.
Okay. I
Oh.
Sorry.
would like to cast my eyes around the room, trying to see if there's anything that is out of place, out of sorts. Not necessarily like anything in particular, just
Yeah,
trying to get a
roll
feel.
perception or investigation.
Okay. That's a 21.
There is something under the table where Father Wyndham was sitting. On the carpet, as you like go over and look at it, because it's kind of catches your eye, it is a small glass vial with traces of something inside. And it like has some sticky wet substance, calm down Tony, on the outside of it.
What the Why was I singled out? What was
that when
Got
you
him.
touch it, it looks like it was glue. And if you look up at the underside of the table, it looks like someone tried to hurley glue this to the underside of the table as if to hide evidence.
Do any of you recognize this? Does it mean anything to you?
Should it? It does not.
Can I hold it a fair distance from my face and try to kind of not smell, but try to like, does it have a strong odor?
You do the
It
scientific
has-
thing where you
It
push
has
the scent
Wow.
towards you.
no odor. Absolutely none. Which is kind of odd in itself.
Can I ask a weird question? Because I vaguely remember this from the very beginning. Didn't Scarin say that he had a bunch of flasks and bottles on him? Or would
I
I
have
did
a
I make
crystal
that up?
flask on my side.
Yes, that one. Do you still have it? I guess I'm asking the DM.
You're asking if Scarin still has what?
He had a glass vial on him when he came in, and I wanted to see if he still had it or if it is gone missing.
Yeah. My glass vial would be missing.
Like this.
No, no. Oh,
So
Are you
we're all
implying
just
she
going-
was poisoned?
No, I'm just saying it is. I'm sorry. I am in Nistella's absence, and by naval law, the commander of the ship, so I would expect some level of respect for me as I try to put piece together what has happened here. You see, this man stole my dagger, unprovoked, without reason, and there was this small vial seemingly adhered to the bottom of the table. I'm just trying to understand why you are all so strange. Beg my pardon.
Captain, I must say that Scarin, while an excellent help, does carry a small glass vial on him at most times. We should investigate to see if he still has it on him. I should also mention that he did lie when he said that he would be covered in blood if he was the murderer, because, well, I do believe he probably has a very similar enchantment to my and Anders' clothing that would prevent it from getting dirty.
Awfully convenient.
Leave it to
Yeah.
Camilla to immediately throw someone under the bus.
I'm sorry, I'm an accountant. I'm a very straightforward thinking person.
Though realize then, though, that the enchantment that you all three share does make you all three equally plausible culprits.
Yes, but I hate to point out that, Father Wyndham, this was glued to the table nearest your seat, implying that perhaps it was you that placed it.
May I look
Perhaps.
at that crystalline vial?
As soon as you provide your own, sir, for observance.
Why, that might be mine. How would I show mine if I don't have it?
Do you not have it?
Not that, no. I mean, I still have. Hold up one. It's another one. It looks like a fairy. It actually has this intricate design into it that was in a breast pocket. I believe I'm missing my other one.
So you seem to be able to retrieve knives from others, but weren't quite good enough to keep others away.
Well, this was and hold up the fairy, was in my breast pocket. This one was just on my side, on my person. Anyone could have just easily uncorked it and got a new cork.
Perhaps you can tell me what is in your vial.
Oh,
Does
it's poison.
Oh,
What? Why would...
yes.
What?
Yes.
Probably.
I'll be upfront about
Well,
that.
this was fun. I think we found our murderer. No.
I suspect as much of. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Scarin, why were you carrying poison with you?
To defend you if needed, sir.
How do you defend with poison? That's ridiculous.
It causes
Poison's
a
not a
swift
defendy.
death.
Once you get it into someone,
Correct.
you have to plan ahead to poison someone.
Not as much as you think.
Well, while everyone incriminates themselves equally, might I again suggest that we adjourn, perhaps, to our cabins and give the captain and I and the other crew members an opportunity to examine things a little more carefully.
Yes, just about that, Wexley. And Misty's going to kind of gesture Wexley over to the side, looking back at everyone else and in a hushed tone. Wexley, I don't know if that's the best idea. Perhaps they have evidence upon the persons now, and they might be, hiding it away.
Well, do you think we could have Nasher, Mr. Nasher, search them before they leave? Or
Well,
I could, and we could post up.
Yes, I suppose that should work. I'm just afraid that, I'm no... She looks around and leans closer to Wexley. I'm no stranger to smuggling, in another life, but my concern is that with poison and theft and murder, that there's no moral lows that they might stoop to.
You may well be right. What do you have some other plan that we could execute? Perhaps I should examine their cabins.
I believe that would be all right. But the thing is, not all of them could have killed her. Only one. So we might be able to trust them a little bit. I'm sorry, I'm doubting myself. Yes, I believe that we should search the cabins, and we should search them before they leave the room. That way we are able to determine if they have anything that shouldn't belong to them before they leave.
Indeed, ma'am. I shall get on it with Mr. Nasher immediately. Miss Nasher!
Are we going to entrust solving a murder with the porter who is late with my bags?
Sir, I will have you know that I am a mage of the highest quality. I am the first mate on this ship, and I brought your bags to you as a service, as we do not employ a porter. You were meant to carry them to your room, much like many of the other guests.
If it helps you see more, they don't really do that. Might have just been a kiss-ass move.
I would stop drinking, Mr. Warrington.
I've got a good gut. I'm fine, thank you very much.
Strong enough to fight poison.
Oh, he's been
As I
drinking
say,
all night. He'd be dead already.
I say proffering my own glass. Someone's been tampering with my cup.
Poison's a weak man game.
It is the coward's weapon, but it is a weapon nonetheless, and I would be cautioned against any others who might suffer a similar fate to our proprietor.
Almost been done in by a few poisons. Yeah, we'll see about that.
Either way.
What do you know of them, Warrington? Can you tell, was she poisoned or her throat slit?
Well, her throat was most definitely slit. I inspected it.
Yes, but...
Oh, no. I don't know what you're trying to ask me. If you're asking me whether she was poisoned and then killed and poisoned, I don't know too much about that. I've only been the victim of attempted assassinations and murders, but I'm here now, so that's all fine and good. What more do you want me to say?
No, I just want an answer.
GM, before we get too much further, there were multiple sounds when the lights were out.
Mm-hmm.
Could I get a recounting of them? Because I have the keen mind feat and can accurately recall anything I've seen or heard within the past month.
Okay, so there is a thud followed by a cry of pain. Well, so first off, there's Anders calling out, tapping with the cane. Carmilla, the sound of a door opening, Carmilla saying, "Anders, it's me," and the sound of the cane stopping. Commodore, there's a splash, and then him saying, "Stay at the ready." Mormac, "Porter, is that you?" And then Wexley replying back. And then your actions, and then I was not able to catch the rest of the notes in time, but Scarin and Father Wyndham, what?
Scarin got whacked by me.
I got
That's
smacked
right.
by that dropping plates.
Yeah.
I started casting daylight and dispelling the darkness and was promptly kicked in the face for it.
Yeah, and then amid
The
the
face or the back of the head?
chaos, there was
The
a thud, a cry of pain as something heavy hits the ground. Then nearly immediately after, there's another thud as something heavy hits the table, followed by a gargling noise. And this is followed just by more general chaos.
So thud, cry of pain, like on the floor.
Like...
As something heavy hits the ground, yep. And then another thud as something heavy hits the table, followed by a gargling noise.
Okay. Thank you.
With this, I am going to say that we take a break, as Mr. Nasher soon comes into the room, ready to listen to instructions from Wexley. and we can come back and then continue investigating to solve the murder. All right? Everyone, take 5, stretch your legs. You stretch your legs, go see the lovely lakes. Stretch your legs, grab a drink, and we will be back shortly. We're back. Welcome. So, you have called Nasher up to the parlor deck, into the dining room. Yes. And you have alerted him to the scene. He has gone over and checked on poor Stella. May she rest in peace. And explained the situation to him. What would you like to do next?
What and or whom is Nasher?
He is the ship's cook.
What is Nasher?
Okay, so
He
he's
walked
looking
in
for-
earlier with
Okay.
all of the... Yes.
That's
Chef
Mr.
Nasher.
Nasher to you.
Chef
Yes.
Nasher.
His name is
Understand he has a
Ergob
title.
Nasher.
We're supposed to have a chef inspecting us. Under the guise that one of us murdered poor Miss Stella.
Under the guise nothing.
Well, I will
Stella
not
was
allow
murdered by
Mr.
somebody
Solomon
in
to
the
be
room,
subjected
and so
to
you're
such
going to be searched.
idiotic stupidity. It will sully him and his family's name, and we just will not have that.
I'm sorry.
So it-
What are you saying about Mr. Nasher? You don't think an orc can be a perceptive, keen-minded gentleman?
No, I'm saying that we will not be subjected to such little pokeabouts of our persons.
Well, too late, and Wexley's gonna make a break for it.
Can just like
Make a break for
Did you just say, well, too late?
order running.
It's not a run. It's not like a dead run. It's a forceful glide.
With that
wait, are you
being
like going to
said-
the wait? Where are you going?
So you're
Going
like
to their
bush-
room.
Oh, okay. I
To
thought this
search
was
it.
about. I thought you were searching.
Oh,
us.
to our room.
That's what I was understanding.
Oh, I mean that should happen
Sorry.
too.
Collectively, we all saw that person leave. Suspicious.
Yeah, it was
What?
a really intense glide. I wasn't expecting it, if I'm being completely honest.
No crew? How you gonna let your little mage there do the work for you?
Also, where is he going? To our
So-
room?
So I believe he was going to go through all of your belongings. Would you like me to attempt to stop him?
Excuse me. Commodore, my name is Misty, and I would prefer that you use that, please. Second, Mr. Wave Chaser, I would appreciate that your level of professionalism meet the need that we have at hand. Someone has been murdered. You were here, as was your charge. We will be inspecting everyone, because everyone here is a threat. Wexley, my first mate, has gone to begin searching the rooms. As again, with Miss Stella taken from us, I am the closest thing we have to any sort of governance.
Oh no,
Here.
you're not, ma'am.
This is my ship, Commodore.
And as an agent of the crown, privateer, madam, I too bargain I have some leverage here. And you wouldn't want to be in the bad grace of the crown, would you now? Oh, this is fun. Woo!
Right.
I'm having a good time.
So, Crown.
I would
Right.
hate to agree with the loyalist, but Stella's not been making good hiring decisions recently.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with that one. Well, so how do y'all want to do this? We want to go to each other's rooms together. We're doing a group visit. We
Well,
looking at the poison.
Wexley already
No.
left.
Oh no, we don't.
First-
We don't trust that. We don't know what Wexley's doing. We don't know where Wexley is. I don't know if I like that too very much.
Wexley's been gone for like. Is that the porter's name?
Wexley.
Yes, and he is
Yeah.
the first mate, as we have corrected you several times, Mr. Seymour.
First, really?
You
Yes.
always were a little bit slow on the pickup there.
Shut up, Camilla. Shut up.
Mormac? And just lean in.
What now, Anders? Did I ruffle your feathers?
That's right. You're not worth my time. Camilla, I'm going to go to our chambers where, the wizard folk just ran off to. Would you care to join?
Would you care if we joined?
Before we leave, we should be all searched to make sure that we're not trying to remove anything from this room. Hence, Mr. Nasha here, our chef.
And we're
Wexley
going
left
to
without
let
being
that
searched.
happen.
Nasher, who let Wexley go because Wexley's first mate, and Nasher is just the chef under his order, is standing very largely by the door. All right, I would, gonna pat you up and down, I guess.
Go for it. I have nothing
And,
to hide.
Captain, how do I know what they're not supposed to have on them?
Just look for anything suspicious. There was a vial of poison found. And if you find any of my daggers, I'm still missing 2.
All right. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first just because I don't like the idea of that wizard with magic in our room.
All right, and he's gonna just kind of do a pat down. And you may tell me if he finds anything. My perception is going to be a 12.
I mean, there's a single dagger in a boot. It's sheathed with a clamp over the top of it. But aside from that, not much on him. Just his cane that he walked in here with, but did not bring a lot to dinner.
All right. He will show the dagger to Misty. Does it appear to have recently been used?
Nope. It actually just looks real fucking shiny and ornate, like this person has never been in combat before and has no idea what they're doing with
This
this.
dagger
He
might as
bought
well
a
be
dagger
letter
on the
opener.
knife show.
It's probably a letter opener that I thought was a knife, so I put it in my boot to look cool, like the other sailors I know.
Upon inspection from Misty, he will hand you back the dagger and allow you to go through, Anders. And then do the same with the next who comes along, and I will roll.
That'll be wave chase. Some more.
Who's going next?
I was gonna
wave
say I'll go next. Oh, okay.
I was gonna follow Solmers and
Like
right.
You're the-
on their
yep.
tail.
Well, I got a 5 perception. What do I find on you, Scarin?
Damn it.
Please look at the DMs real quick, like please.
Oh,
please,
yes, of
please.
course. Of
Mhm.
course.
Yes, please, thank you.
Not suspicious whatsoever.
No, it's nothing. It's fine.
It's
Everything's fine.
nothing.
Don't worry about it. Okay, I got higher than your perception, so we're good. He's gonna find that, that crystalline fairy-looking flask, because he's shown it. Like, here you go, you can look at it. Other than that, he's not finding anything specific. He's got some very fancy boots, but he doesn't have like a dagger in it or anything like Solmer's coolness had.
Thank you. I saw a guy on a ship with it once, and I...
Oh, and the crystal pendant.
Nash will point all this out to Misty for approval, and then if there's no complaint, he will allow you to go through.
Right.
A
I'm gonna
curt
go
bow.
check my room too. Nasher's the name. Let's got nothing on me.
All right. A 14 perception.
I have the ring of mind shielding to. If I lie, he can't say, like, you just can't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Can't perceive that I'm lying. If you're gonna touch me, I have no choice in it. Let me. What's the
As Lucas said,
bargain
a
for
sleight of
that?
hand or deception.
Sleight of
success.
hand or deception to
Well,
contest.
which is why I mentioned the item, because the item doesn't, like, you can lie and it that like overrides deception.
All right, then I find what you want me to find.
find a potion of water breathing.
Okay. I'll hold it up. It's got the label on it. Smells pretty standard. I feel like we would be familiar as ship crew what that would look and smell like, so we can hand that back to you. And if there's no protests from Misty, I will send you on.
Mm-hmm. See y'all now.
Who is next?
I was gonna say I'm gonna follow after. Why can I not remember his name? After Scarin, because I don't trust him right yet. I am not going to contest anything. In fact, Carmilla is going to take her dress, that is all she is wearing, and raise it up to show you that she is hiding nothing beneath it, and let the chef. I'm not flashing them, Jesus. I'm just showing you that I have nothing on my legs.
Nasher is still gonna just turn a bright shade of red as he blushes from head to toe.
She's gonna shake her head and she's gonna let him pat her down, even though he's still.
He's gonna do the hover hand approach on you, just kind of not actually making contact with you.
Carmilla is over it.
Okay.
And so she'll stride out of there.
All good.
But she is, even if you did want to roll, she is literally not. She has nothing else on her. Everything else is back in her cabin.
She seemed good, Misty. Who is next?
This thing over with.
What?
Let's get this thing over with. More math.
Okay. I rolled an 8 in perception. What do I find on you?
Twirling a purple crystal between his fingers. That is the extent.
All right, Nasher will.
Well, the loot over his shoulder. I mean, I imagine that wouldn't be very hard to find.
Nasher will point out the purple crystal to Misty. But unless there's no protests, he will let you through.
Mr. Seymour, could you tell me what that is exactly?
It's a fidget. Keeps my hands busy.
And your spells working?
On occasion. I'm still learning.
Understood. Thank you.
I did a lot, though.
All right. Who is next? Father?
Yes, rather than heading towards the door, Father has remained by the body and is kneeling over it, examining and praying in equal parts, and he'll turn and say, Captain Swale, do you want me to return to my room, or may I see to the body?
I believe that it would be best if we were all accounted for. Is there anything that you can do immediately for Stella, and then we must leave her for the time being? I'm afraid if we linger for too long that the murderer will strike again.
Of course. I can do something about the corpse's smell. And he'll wave a hand and do some gentle repose, which obviously won't stabilize her, but will, keep the flies away for a little bit.
Okay.
And he'll stand and head over. Mr. Nasher.
Yes.
And he'll even do him a favor and open up the oh gosh, of course I'm again forgetting the word for this, but his robe, his shirt underneath, and all there is a belt knife and the inside of his again jacket robe.
Are you not contesting? Because I rolled a 4.
I'm not contesting, but I'm just gonna open up and show the hilt of a pretty standard looking dagger. I mean, and the inside of his jacket is lined with chainmail.
Okay. He will point out the dagger. If it doesn't appear to be recently used, he will allow you to go on if Misty has no objections. Okay.
It's in his jacket, to be fair, so it'd be a hard grab. But I'll then nod my head to the captain and then leave the room.
All right, Nasha. For the sake of fairness.
All right, Misty. That's like my third 4. What do I find on you, Misty?
What do you find? What's going on? Again, there will be her general attire. There will be the bandolier with the daggers. She also has a spyglass hanging off of her hip. And that's about it. She seems to be prepared for seafaring. She will nod. Thank you, Nasher. Would you mind sitting with the body and making sure that Stella's not disturbed?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Excellent. And then perhaps we should have that conversation about the red herring sometime sooner rather than later. The timeline might have been moved up.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Thank you. And she will follow Father Wyndham into the hall.
Okay. Wexley, where are you? What you doing? I'm going to give you a little bit of some free time since that was quite the process and you got out of there gliding with force to where you needed to go. That's what she said. And then you got to the rooms. Where are you checking?
The cabins of Mr. Solmer and Miss Fireborn first. I'm assuming that Scarin is in the same cabin as them, or if they're in 2 separate cabins. What's the sleeping arrangement like, gang?
Well, I'm pretty sure the butler ain't sleeping with the one who he is serving.
Okay.
Yeah, so I will tell you that Mormac has a room, Commodore has a room, the father has a room, Scarin has his own room, Misty has her own room, Nasher has his own room, Solmor and Carmilla have a room together. And Wexley, you have a room / operating center.
Yeah. Then I would probably go to Scarin's room first, actually.
Oh, and Stella has her own quarters, of course. You would go to Mormax?
No, Scarin Wave Chaser.
Scarin. Okay. Yeah. The room consists of a bed, desk, and footlocker. It is exceptionally clean. The bed is made, everything is packed away neatly. The footlocker, upon opening it, contains a hand towel and a spare set of butler's clothes. And a pouch containing 50 gold pieces.
Well, I'm not gonna touch the gold pieces. Is the footlocker locked?
It was not locked. It seemed that they did not care if you checked out the towel and spare clothes.
Okay. And there's nothing, like, out of place or unusual.
Please roll an investigation for me.
That's... Wow. I really didn't pick investigation because I'm a sailor. Here we go. That's a 17, though.
Okay. So, there is something off about the desk. You believe that there is a lock here that you are unable to unlatch.
Do you know what the lock is?
So when you were investigating the desk, the front of it pushed in a little bit as you were kind of lining your fingers. However, you cannot find quite where the latch is.
I would like to take a water skin and just kind of pour some water over it. And then using shape water, move the water to the other side, try to find something I can use to, like, a niche where I can push the inside of the desk against something and then freeze it and let the expansion pop it open.
Excellent. Yes. So there is this desk, well, it's just a writing desk, actually pops open and appears to be hollow. And inside is a obsidian dagger of venom, a spare vial labeled Silent Death, a pouch containing bat fur and a small lump of coal, 2 small pouches with dust of disappearance, and a final pouch containing bitumen and some spiders.
Oh, it's just a pouch full of
There is
spiders.
also
It's a Ziploc bag.
a letter that appears to be in code. And
have a
I
thing
can
of
post it
asphalt in there.
for you in the chat.
Yes, I would love an itemized list.
Oh, I was talking about the coded letter, but yeah.
Coded letter. That's great too. Okay.
Is this coded?
Wow. So as far as I can read, and I'm struggling. It says the in Imtaro Fion, you have tlawed us regrandering.
No
Gliden-
regrets.
Huh?
No regrets.
No regrets.
Glendon, Y. Tiermere and Carmilla Fireborn is Masat. Interesting. You are to murder Miss Fryborn. This should cause the Aether to Kmo to light and ignite tensions between Estalisis and the Traditionalists. As they tear each other apart, the Sacred Brotherhood Slarekt Brotherhood shall rise from the ashes, and we shall reclaim our rightful place as rulers of the realms. Good luck. All of the letters are in bad places for those who are watching.
I have posted it in TPK show discussions in the Discord for everyone to see. But good job deciphering the code in this letter.
Code.
Are you sure this person is just not very bad at writing?
Listen, common as
Possibly.
a second language.
That's fair. That's fair. I shouldn't poke fun. I will leave everything else as it is, but I will take that note with me.
Okay.
And then I will close the drawer. Hopefully it closes all the way again.
It's not gonna latch. It's not gonna latch.
You
No.
busted that bitch wide open.
I just thought I might be able
Phrasing,
to
sorry.
skate by on that one.
I will give you one other direction to head before everyone starts catching up with you.
I think then the next place that I want to check out is probably the suite that Miss Fireborn and Mr. Solmare share.
Okay. You head there. And please roll for me an investigation.
Okay. That's a 9, unfortunately.
All right. I will tell you that this room contains a large double bed, a rug, a desk, a footlocker, and a wardrobe. And in the wardrobe are spare clothes for both Anders and Carmilla, And the desk has some notes and records regarding the fishing company that Anders was going over, but it all seems pretty standard. Footlocker contains a locked box, possibly a jewelry or makeup box. And that is locked. However, the footlocker itself was not. And then other than that, you don't find a whole lot.
Okay.
And about this point is when Anders and Carmilla and Scarin, I believe, would probably catch up.
Well, Wexley,
Nothing out of place in this room.
is this the only room you've been in so far?
Yes, unfortunately, it is a large room, and I've only had time to search the one.
Insight check.
So since this is player to player, Vermin, is this okay?
Yeah,
All right,
sure.
go ahead.
Oh, not great. 13.
Also 13.
Seems on the level, Anders.
Right.
There's just the smallest amount of doubt.
If I'm honest, the person I'm trying to convince is not Anders.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Now, I will go about Anders' room just to like look about, making sure nothing is out of place since I placed it all there.
It looks lightly rifled through, like you know, the hangers, like as if he was just checking through the wardrobe there in Anders' room right there. So clearly they were searching in this room, like they said.
There is one thing I am curious about, and I will produce the jewelry box. Is there a key to this so that we may all take a quick peek inside? Just make sure there's nothing untoward.
Carmilla, is there a key that you would like to offer up for this box of yours?
Sure. I mean, we know, Lon. Well, sorry, I don't think I don't.
Is it yours?
I don't have a key for it, so no.
Okay. Carmilla claims that it is not hers.
Then, Mr. Solmore, must be yours.
And this is where I remind all of the players that while I have notes of what is to be found in each room, it is entirely up to you whether you say these things are yours and you claim them, or insist that they were planted and are not your belongings.
It's not mine. The briefcase in there is. But.
Carmilla will lift up the mattress and pull out her bow and grab her backpack and shake out all of her own belongings all over the bed. And I'll say, "You can look. There is no key. I do not have one. I do not recognize this box."
Then perhaps Messer Wave Chaser.
Are you asking me if I put away a jewelry box that belonged to Mr. Salma? Because no, I did not.
Well, then I suppose nobody minds if I open it by force.
I mean, it's not yours technically to open, but it's not mine, so...
Well, if it belongs to nobody in the room, then...
You do have plenty of other guests here that it could belong
Just
to.
go
Well,
ahead,
perhaps-
Wexley.
Why would it be in here, though?
It could
And
also
Wexley,
been someone else's who was previously here and it was just an unkempt room.
I think you should respect my ability to do my job a little bit more.
Respect is something earned, not something that is just rightfully given. You did just run away when everyone else was supposed to be searched, and it was quite contradictive, actually, of such professional individuals.
Yeah.
You under-
Wexley,
Roman
really-
walk up behind. You understand?
Yeah,
That's how
at-
the head was supposed to think.
Scarin,
this
will you
point-
please, a woman is dead.
I would assume most of the rest of you are catching up.
I have a query. Was any of the crew searched?
You tell him, as I say, go into my room.
Misty, as you
Go
walk
ahead.
up, you can hear this question.
Yes, I can confirm that I was, in fact, looked over. Wexley, would you mind if I was able to look through your items here in front of everyone? I imagine if you had time to squirrel an item away, we would all discover it now, yes?
Certainly. And Wexley will kind of hold himself out to be searched.
An investigation check, right?
Yeah, Wexley, are you contesting? And you
Oh,
can message me if
absolutely
you...
not.
Okay.
Okay. Because
Oh,
it was
wait,
a
hold on.
four.
I will, as the captain comes up, is this gonna, am I gonna be able to do this? Maybe. One thing that I would do as the captain came up is press the note that I found into her hand.
Okay. Yeah, I got a 4, so whatever
Do
happens.
any of
happens.
us see this exchange of the
mean,
note
sleight of
pressed into
hand?
the hand?
Yeah, I mean, can I ask, does anyone here have a problem with player-to-player roles, since we're getting into it here?
Go wild, fam.
All right, if you do have a problem but don't feel comfortable saying so on camera, please message me. But meanwhile, yes, Wexley, roll a sleight of hand, and Anders, if you would like to roll perception.
I got a 17.
I got a 23.
Holy shit.
Ooh, so Anders, you definitely noticed something happening there. There was some sort of handoff.
As an expert in sleight of hand, I am very astute to seeing these things. I will actually just nudge Carmilla next to me and like point with my beak towards this like small exchange, so that way she can be aware of it too. But now I am highly suspicious of this crew.
The search produces basically nothing. Wexley is wearing a ring. There is an orb, a wand in his pocket, but he doesn't keep most of his stuff on him because spells. After I've handed off that note, I am going to like walk out to the hall and kind of wait for other people to make what they will of the room and ask as I go, is this your box? Is this your box? Whose box is this?
Jesus Christ. I just heard what you're saying. Anyway.
Is anyone responding and claiming this box as their own?
It's just
Quite
a jewelry
frankly,
box.
I can't unhear it now.
Warrington has the right of it. I'm going to my room. It's not mine. Someone needs to figure this out, and I don't think the two of you are going to.
I
I'm gonna-
could attempt to open the box if you would like.
Please.
Roll sleight of hand with thieves' tools if you got them.
Hell yeah. 24.
Yeah, yeah. Just a very satisfying click, and it pops open. And inside this box, there is a dose of perfume of bewitching. There is delicate jewelry inside. There is 500 gold pieces inside. And there is also a letter.
I'm going to do my best to avoid touching the delicate jewelry because my hands are still trembling from seeing a dead body. And I'm going to pick up the note and open it.
It says, "Dearest Carmilla, he knows about us. The damned man must have eyes in the back of his head. We were always so careful. Procken only knows how he found out. If word gets out, it's bad news for both of us. You don't need to worry, I have a plan. I'm going to take care of it. With love, Stella."
Tell me, Anders, are you reading this to yourself, or can Carmilla lean over your shoulder and read?
I was assuming that like Carmilla and Wexley would be nearby to read the note as well.
Well,
And
then
Anders
Carmilla,
will just sit there like pit in his stomach.
Carmilla starts crying very quietly.
Are you okay, sir?
I'm fine.
Carmilla will take one of the pieces of jewelry in her hand and just kind of hold it up because it looks absolutely stunning. And she tries to stifle her crying as best as she can, to no avail.
As you do this, darkness covers the room.
I reach out and pull Carmilla into a hug. Just to
Okay.
make sure she's near me.
And you all feel a familiar sense of dread. And I, again, would like to know, as this darkness spreads out into the hallway, encompassing all of you as you're walking up, we're going to go around again and get a sense of what everyone is doing. Anders, you grab Carmilla into a hug.
I do, and I like lean us towards the wall so that way it's not as easy for someone to sneak up on us. And I just whisper, it's okay, as she cries.
Okay. Carmilla.
She's going to cry, but as soon as the room fills up completely with darkness, she's going to look up and realize that she cannot see Anders anymore and drop the necklace or the jewelry.
Okay. Commodore. The magical darkness sets in around you.
Well, if he wasn't able to get into his room yet, he's like at the doorknob, like he's waiting to get in.
Okay.
He's like in the hallway, yeah.
So you're just like fumbling at the door with the handle, drunkenly trying to get into your room while darkness comes over. Okay.
Like that one person who's trying to swipe their hotel card over and over and it's not working.
Okay, and then Mormac.
Just like before, casting invisibility on myself and going against a wall to hide out of sheer terror.
Okay. Up against the wall. And then Misty.
Misty's gonna grab the brim of her hat and reach down to like have a hand on her bandolier, understanding someone used this opportunity before. She's going to try to listen very carefully to what else is happening in the room.
Okay. Grab hat, grab bandolier. Okay. And then Scarin.
Scarin will call out, "Sir, it's not safe to be by yourself now, with this darkness."
Okay, Wexley.
Wexley is going to interpose himself between the last place that he saw Carnilla and in between her and Scarin.
Okay. All right. So just using memory and like your knowledge of the ship and rooms, you are just gonna try and get between where you think Scarin is and Carmilla. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And he's also gonna have his like if somebody touches him with anything, he's going to cast Gust of Wind.
Okay.
I forgot I also have to blame Wexley.
Father Wyndham.
Father Wyndham will simply, close his own eyes as he braces for whatever's about to happen. Last time he got kicked in the face. This time he'll not be caught unawares again. And if anything hits him, he will be using a certain Wrath of the Storm feature to blast that motherfucker with some lightning. As he kind of just sits and puts his rosary close to his chest and silently hums with the movements of the sea.
Okay. So, as the darkness ends, there will be another loud thump and a cursing. Commodore, you were knocked quite heavily over the back of the head, but are still conscious. You're not quite sure if you tripped. You are a little drunk, but you're definitely feeling a little bit of a headache. And then the darkness recedes. And everyone is standing where they told me they went. And what are you guys all doing?
Scarin's gonna look like a little weird that Wexley's in front of him. He was kind of searching for Anders, but he's not gonna say anything. Oh, so you're good. Are you all right?
I'm fine. Carmilla.
I'm sorry. I just need a moment.
Right.
Hey, Luca, real quick, because I feel like Carmilla would understand this intuitively, but I don't. Who is the man that she is referring to in the letter? You can DM this to me if you feel it's more appropriate.
Yep.
But also, GM, seeing that the darkness is gone now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mormac, are you still invisible?
No. After the darkness recedes, I will take a moment to take a look around, and when everyone's where they're supposed to be, I will be invisible.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I assume someone else will notice that because I definitely won't. I'm gonna very carefully lean down again and like pick up the jewelry just to test if that's what made the darkness happen.
Okay, yeah. If you pick it up and then try and move it about, nothing happens.
Okay, so she's going to carefully put it into her hand and close her hand around it.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold it to her chest and finally start looking around the room now.
Okay. All right. Are you wanting to roll an investigation? What are you doing?
I'll investigate what's the remainder of the things in the box and
So there's nothing left in the
for
box that I have
DMs.
not described, but yes, read my DMs.
Oh Lord. Okay. Good to know.
And then the rest of the room is very much like how I described it, with spare clothes, the Salmore Fishing Company, notes on the desk, and things of that nature. Pretty innocuous.
Father and Seymour Mormac are in the hallway with me, right? Like you're visible in the hallway down the hall.
I would have reappeared outside my door. I don't remember which door is ours.
Yeah, I guess we're a few feet away
Probably
regardless.
close enough.
Watch where you're going. Ow. But you
What
never
are you-
moved, huh? That's strange.
Were you struck?
I was.
No one died this time by the looks of it. Unfortunate. Means something else has been altered, of course.
Yeah. I'm gonna enter my room.
Mr. Seymour, are you harmed?
What are we supposed to do about this?
Cast adequately powerful light magics, identify the source of the darkness, find the murderer, pray. What would you prefer?
I want to know who killed my Stella.
Your Stella?
His sister to me.
Understood. She was many things to many people then.
What was she to you?
I raised her, of course. She is one of
Yeah,
my
I would
flock.
think she would have talked about you more.
It seems I am a memory of her past she would rather keep locked away. But I provide too valuable a function. So it is. But let's go see the others. They sounded like there was some distress before, Warrington's clubbing.
I'll be here if you need me. As he closes the door.
Are you sure you want to be alone, Commodore?
Feel free to join. Don't really matter.
Perhaps we should join him then. I would hate for him to pass on his own without someone to guide him.
That's fine. I'll stick with the two of you.
Nod. Turn.
I feel like you actually said that.
Yes.
Nod. Turn. Walk forward.
Narrating
Wexley?
his life.
Wexley, could I have a word, please? Perhaps in my quarters, as it seems we are all disbanding for the moment.
And Wexley's going to shoot a glance towards Carnilla and Scarin and kind of quirk an eyebrow and wait for a nonverbal cue that, yes, you want to leave them alone.
Just for a moment.
As you wish,
I have
ma'am.
some items about the ship that I wish to discuss, and I would hate to burden them with that knowledge.
Of course.
You step
Yeah.
into your room, Misty, with Wexley behind you and close the door after. What are you discussing?
Wexley, something terrible has happened, and she'll turn her hat. As she does, the bandolier that she's wearing will shift, and you will see that another knife is missing. It's happened again, in the dark. I don't know who took it, but it's gone, and I'm afraid. They can't keep taking my knives. I worked very hard to get these. They took Captain's shipwrights. Do you know how deeply I had to bury it in that man's skull before he died? Nearly into my thumb. It was absurd, and now they just have it. I'm sorry.
That's-
I'm coming a little bit undone. But the point is, they have it.
Before you go on, can I just say, yuck?
It was rather disgusting, but he did question my honor, and Wexley,
I know how seriously we must take these things.
between the two of us, some of them are pushing it.
You're telling me.
Right. I'm concerned because with this magical darkness, we don't know anything. They've taken another of my knives. That means I am now missing 3 again. I'd obviously suspect that Scarin man, who seems to have no qualms with poisoning strangers. Though there
I found
is-
that note in his room.
Yes, I read it. It seems that it could be rather larger than we anticipated. I'd rather not get tangled up in this allegiance life, but you know. I'm also worried. We should perhaps check on Nasha. We don't know the extent of the darkness, And while he was left with the body, it is possible that I just would rather be safer than sorry.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything that you think, Wexley? You are truly my eyes and ears, and I trust you implicitly.
Well, that's that Mr. Mormax Seymour. He has reappeared twice as the darkness has ended.
Yes,
Not
I
that
noticed.
Not that one would need to be invisible in darkness, per se, but it's very strange.
Yes, very strange indeed. Misty will turn her hat, and the bandolier will once again look like it has all the knives in place as she settles it back on her head. I do still have a few tricks up my sleeve, but I'd rather not play them now. I'm concerned because there is the Commodore and Father Wyndham. They've both been rather removed from the situation, disturbingly so.
Father Wyndham strikes me as a man who is just kind of like that, but I hear your concern. I can check in on Commodore Warrington, and then perhaps we can both go check on Mr. Nasher.
Yes, I think that should be fine. I will I'll leave it to you then. I'm afraid that if I act too much more, that well, they'll continue to suspect me. After all, I am missing another knife, and it is only a matter of time, I believe, before we find it.
Do you have any glue or charcoal that you could rub on the inside of your bandolier, just in case somebody takes something again?
Well, actually, and she will turn her hat, and it will appear that it will look like all of the knives are missing. There won't be any visible signs that there are any daggers. In fact, the bandolier will just be gone. It's still there. It's just disguise self spell, but the bandolier will completely disappear.
I also have some chalk in my quarters that we could spread on the inside of it. It'd be hard to get off your hands quickly, unless, of course, the person stealing it is constantly cleaning themselves with magic.
Oh, right. It's possible.
I hate rich assholes.
Oh, good heavens. I'd much rather be... I cannot wait to return to the red herring and be done with all of this. This is simply absurd. I just must hope that poor Stella made accommodations. But nonetheless, chin up. We can do this, and worst case scenario, if they start dying, perhaps we'll just take the pleasure of killing the rest of them ourselves. And she will give a cheeky grin and a wink.
At your leisure.
So, Commodore, Father.
Close
Do you think
door.
it's... Of course. Do you think it's a mutiny, or do you think it's the trio with the weird letter?
I don't know. Give me a quick. You mind if I take this call real fast? And I pull out my sending stone. And do any of you speak Draconic?
Check. Yes. Oh, no.
I'm not there, but yes.
No.
He pulls out his sending stone, and in Draconic says, inform the crown that Stella Primewater has been murdered, and you get the names. Like, it's kind of like switching to common. The names are in common. Everything else is in Draconic, just informing his crew that go inform the crown that this is happening, keep an eye out, follow the ship, don't let anyone else who escape. Sorry, just had to keep the crown informed. I'm not too keen on everyone else around here myself. I'm not much of a poison guy. Doesn't really do anything to me. I'm not much of a dagger person. I prefer manifests through magic a rapier and lets it disappear again. He's like, not my type of thing. I'm a pretty straightforward kind of person. Stella and I were good friends. we're in business together for quite some time. Not my quarry. Not my quarry. Never was, never will be. Quite a shame.
Terrible.
Are you justifying this to us, or is this meant to be a moment of commiseration?
It's whatever you want it to be. Doesn't really matter to me. Heard y'all talking about her. Thought I'd share my history a little bit. Whatever value provides.
Perhaps we should assist with the investigation. Look over your room for anything misplaced or removed.
Do what you want. I want to make sure they didn't touch my alcohol. Gonna check my liquor cabinet.
It certainly would be worth checking, given that Miss Primewater appeared to have been poisoned. At least for a moment.
I don't carry poison on me, although I would have known if there was poison. I'm if you can tell, serpentile heritage, doesn't really do anything. Poison. No, not clicking.
Well, there's always some exceptions. Mr. Seymour, if you wouldn't mind assisting me.
Yeah, I can do that.
We'll just look over the room, kind of checking out if anything's been opened or.
Oh yeah, roll an investigation.
Very good at this sort of thing.
And you are in Commodore's rooms?
Yes, we all went into the Commodore's room.
I have a 10.
Do you want me to also, or do you want me to help you?
Yes. Oh, if you wouldn't mind also attempting.
I rolled. I was genuinely searching my liquor cabinet and just like that area. So I got a crit for 26.
I rolled
Okay.
a solid 8.
The furnishings in your room, Commodore Warrington, include a comfy bed, a desk, a chair, a footlocker, and a bookshelf. The bookshelf contains mainly seafaring storybooks. The desk is empty since you haven't done any writing since arriving. Your footlocker contains clothes, a badge for a naval officer of the Crown, your journal, a pair of dice that you know to be weighted, and a large bottle of your favorite rum. There's also a scabbard with finely crafted rapier that you have. And then there are 4 finely crafted daggers and your large pirate hat if you did not have it on, if you had taken it off at any point.
Now we'll leave it here. It makes my scalp itchy. Everything seems to be in order. Nothing touched, nothing new. Just how I like it. Are you guys ready to get back?
What's the condition of the daggers, if they're made apparent to us?
They're worth some good money.
Are they recently used?
They were a gift from the Crown for taking on such contracts. Freelance work, if you will.
Killing people, yes.
But I don't kill people with daggers.
That remains to be seen if the daggers were recently used. May I
But these
inspect
are a
them?
collected set. Look, they're all in the box.
That very well may be. Are they recently used?
They never were.
Oh, just open the box.
It is open. Check with your eyes.
Looking it over.
Any of the daggers appear
These
used?
daggers are a lovely matching set, yes.
And I can list it again for you. In the footlocker are clothes, a badge for a naval officer of the Crown, Warrington's personal journal, a pair of dice, a bottle of rum, and then a scabbard and these 4 daggers and a large pirate hat.
So you don't kill people with daggers, yet you bring around them ceremonially?
You never know when you need to sell them. I like to make a good coin here and there.
Very well. Then I'll just
Oh,
mentally
look.
take note. They are exquisite.
Yeah, they're all right. I've seen prettier.
I'll pick up the journal if no one protests.
Better not
Putting
touch
through.
that.
Why, do you have something to hide, Commodore?
It goes into my personal business for the crown. If
Oh,
you
you're
if
a
you,
loyalist.
I prefer not to use that word. Not that I'm necessarily a loyalist, more so than a forced freelancer.
Forged freelancer. Putting your faith in an individual instead of house and home.
Once again, forced freelancer. I don't like to use the word loyalist. My life was
Forced.
spared, and so if I want to keep it that way, I have to do some more work.
That's the truth of the crown. You never trust them.
Well, I never did either, but yet here I am. If you want to open it, I may have to incriminate you, although if you wish to speak about such things, it does not necessarily pertain to you or Father Wynnum. However, it does pertain to a certain individual on this ship who I've been looking into. I'm a pretty open book. I just don't like my things touched very much. So,
Well, you do understand that everything you just said made it more important for us to look at what's in this book, right?
I show you what I'm searching into. I don't like people to touch my stuff, but I'll show you.
That's not how investigations work.
If you
I
want
don't-
to examine and confess things, I am always open as a third party.
I am an open book. Like I said, I'm just very private about my things. I will show you the entire journal, but you cannot touch it.
Very well, if you would please give us a reading.
He takes it and lets you both over his shoulders, very openly and plainly will show you each individual page. It is a very extensive history into Anders, and trying to out him as a smuggler, knowing about these business practices that he's a part of, and trying, never proven, but rumored, and being hired by the crown to do such things, to look into such matters, as well as Stella, who he is over quite some time been looking into this because it had some personal interest for her. Like I said, open book. I just don't like my stuff touched.
As long as Anders doesn't turn up dead, you're not here to kill anyone then, huh?
I don't want Anders dead. Just don't like him.
Dislike can be a road to many unfortunate actions.
Yeah, for some.
Indeed. But you've been very open with us, and I thank you for it. My offer of impartial confession is, of course, still open to you as well, Mr. Seymour.
Yeah. Kick the high ground. Get off your high horses. Don't think of me any differently. I shared with you just as much as I could have. Drop the axe. Nice business. Walks out. All right, where are we meeting? As he says from the hallway.
So meanwhile, Anders, I believe you had taken this time to start investigating a room on your own while everyone was dispersed or involved in conversation.
Scarin, watch the door for me, will you? You know the code to send my way should anyone show up.
Of course, sir.
And he is going to start searching Mormac's room.
All right. Roll an investigation for me.
Excellent. I'm super good at that. Not really, but that's fine.
Okay.
24. I am exceptional in all things, everyone.
Okay. So Mormac's room for his voyage includes a comfy bed, a desk, a chair, a footlocker, and a wardrobe. The wardrobe contains spare clothes, the writing desk has some files from a local business that Mormac seems to have been finishing some accounts for before dinner was served. And are you unlocking the footlocker?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand thieves tools.
Yeet. 19.
Okay. So the footlocker is rather empty. It contains a spare wand, a pouch containing 50 gold pieces, a heavily earmarked book titled Thornton Battleaxe's Tome of Adventurers, telling of a mighty dwarf wizard and the many great adventures that he went on, and then a spell book containing the spells Chill Touch, Dancing Lights, Friends, Mage Hand, Mending, Minor Illusion, Summon Chair, Distort Value, Expeditious Retreat, Magic Missile, Shield, Invisibility, Knock, and Incite Greed.
Jesus Christ, Mormac.
What? Those are innocuous.
Just so many for like level 6.
It's only mostly cantrips.
Yeah.
Almost all cantrips.
It's at least half.
You expect me to know which ones are cantrips and which ones
Yes, I do. I expect so much out of
7.
everybody.
There are 7 cantrips.
I am going to place everything back where I found it, including relocking the box with my thieves tool. And then I am going to let out a silent, smelly fart, and I'm going to shut this door because fuck Mormac.
The level of petty that I aspire to be.
That's
Just
a 9th
crop
level
dusting this
spell
room.
if I ever heard one.
One day I will tell
Oh
you
my
all
God.
about the rugby practice part.
Oh, God.
Okay.
We've taken a weird turn, and I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with the energy we've created in the studio today.
I didn't like the way Mormac was shitting on my betrothed. This was out of honor.
Were you fine with the way Primewater was doing to her?
Oh,
Oh,
hey,
oh.
Primewater treated her very nice. I will have you
Yes.
know.
I didn't say she was shitting on her. I'm just asking.
Did you
You're
find
not here to
anything, sir?
ask me these questions, so eat worms.
Yeah.
So, did you find anything you were looking for?
No. He's as
Everyone
boring
still
as they
seems to be in the
come.
rooms.
What was that?
Everyone still seems to be in the rooms. Did you want to check another?
Skarin, you should go check your room to make sure no one has gone into there, especially now that we know they can go invisible. Carmilla, would you like to come with me to Wexley's room? I know
yes.
nothing about it, but he seems kind of rude.
Might as well.
And then we're gonna go to Wexley's room since Wexley's with Captain Misty, as far as we know.
And I'm
Okay.
just going to saunter ever so politely to my own room and see my goddamn desk is fucked up. It wasn't that way when I left.
No. Listen, Anders, I can explain, please.
It's nothing you need to feel sorry or repentant for. We both know that this is an arrangement.
I do really care for you. I'm not sure we're right for each other. I hope you understand.
Right?
Of course, I'm sure my father would very much prefer we stick together.
Perhaps we can make an arrangement within our arrangement.
I'd like that very much. Though I'm not sure what that means right now that she's, well, dead. But let's focus on that later then, okay? Thank you for understanding.
You're most welcome.
I agree with you. I don't believe Wexley has been completely transparent lately. I'm not sure I trust him either.
The way he fled so quickly and only searched our room in that time, it doesn't seem. It's not like we all got out of there very quickly. And we didn't have anything in our room, so I'm wondering if he went back to his room and did something. And we can check it while he's not here.
Well, let's go quickly then. It's not exactly like I can stand up against a mage.
Okay. You head down to Wexley's room, which is actually down by the engine room. Where he handles most of his, and by engine, I mean it's where he handles most of his enchanting and elemental binding. There are arcane runes inscribed into the floors and walls around the engine room, all faintly glowing. And there are also large iron blocks with arcane runes inscribed into them, constantly humming and whirring away with magic energy. And then this kind of juts right up against a small shabby door that seems to lead into his bedroom. And the first thing you notice when you enter is how quiet it is. It seems as if though Wexley has done some sort of enchanting to keep back the sounds of the whirring coming from the engine room. The large room contains an unmade bed, a footlocker, a bookshelf, and a writing desk. However, the footlocker is locked.
Right. I'm going to wedge the door shut of the first door that we walked through, the one that it was noisier during, and just kind of like find the rhythmic thumping before I actually wedge the door shut, so that way it doesn't make additional sound.
Okay.
Where do we search first? You know I have a thing for locks. That is a locked box.
Go for it, dear. Please. While he is going through the locked box, I'm going to go over to a desk or whatever the closest approximation to his desk is and root around over there.
Okay.
Be careful to put things back exactly where I found them.
Okay. The desk seems to hold Wexley's enduring spell book, which kind of doubles as a journal. And he appears to write his journal in a secret code.
Now, is it a code or is it the scramble we saw last time?
It is a secret code, and if you would like to attempt to decipher it, it will require a DC 20 intelligence check and a week to study.
Yeah, no, something tells me I don't have a week right now.
Meanwhile, the footlocker, what did you roll to pick the lock?
19.
19. Okay, yeah, you pop that open. There is a silver coffer containing 100 platinum pieces. There's also a wand of magic missile. And it looks like some plans, or little sketches almost, of some sort of wizard tower that he is planning on commissioning for himself so he doesn't have to live on the ship anymore. And that is what is in the footlocker.
Exposed.
100 platinum? Just shout from sitting on the floor with the footlocker. On his person? Well, not his person, but on this ship where there's a murderer.
Money's certainly a good incentive, but, well, I mean, he's not the one who died.
Now, the wizard tower looks nice, though. Good for him.
This is a stupid question for this late in the session. Where were we going? Or were we just on like a pleasure cruise?
It's a pleasure cruise. It
Okay.
very much goes out into the harbor around Stormreach. There's like a little island out there. I forget the name of it right now, but out in the harbor, just kind of a little singular island. You kind of do like a circle around that before coming back into port.
Okay. So it's not like we were trying, like he was trying to get away from somewhere, you were
Nope,
thinking?
just a pleasure cruise.
Okay. Well, as far as we know, okay. I don't think the money has anything to do with what's going on here tonight.
Do you think it could be a mutiny? The crew
Very possible.
against Stella? I've been with you each time something has happened, so I trust you the most. Scarin is Scarin. He's a good friend, but also, I am still waiting for the day that he poisons me.
Be careful. I think it's coming sooner than you'd think. I don't trust him more than I can kick him.
Well, he did right by my grandfather and by my father and by me so far. I
A lot
just
of time
don't
for
support
growth.
all of his extracurriculars, and I don't want people to think that that's what I'm paying him to do.
Okay, Anders, you know what I was hiding from you. Are you hiding anything from me? I vibe check.
That
You really haven't
reaction?
said anything? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. We
I
okayed
can also
player to
vibe check.
player roles, so
Mhm.
like
I mean, I can always wait. Fuck! I forgot. This doesn't. My computer does not like this D&D Beyond graphic right now. It is currently
trying to roll
just
dice.
sliding across the screen. I'll wait until after he replies.
Remember that business trip I took a few months, well, a year ago ish?
Yes.
I got really drunk after I closed the deal.
Oh Lord, what did you do?
And he'll just like reach into his coat to pull out a small rolled up note. I may have gotten someone pregnant.
Excuse me, what? I'm sorry.
I don't remember. I don't even know what she looks like, but she's claiming that she has a son. And I'm not sure how any of this happened. I was just really excited because I was able to
Who is she?
I open the note to totally know who she is.
Did it say the name? I
Nope.
don't know if we gave you a name. Definitely super duper a name. Wait.
Super duper name.
Wait. I got names.
Fantasy-
I got
Fantasy
it's
name generator opens up.
name generator. Jennifer Namers is the
Did you
name.
say her name is Jennifer Namers?
Yeah.
Jennifer
Did you take the
Namers?
time to get her name?
It's canon.
I
Jennifer
fucking
Namers.
hate it. I don't. Well, we kind of knew this relationship wasn't going very far, but this is certainly a twist. What does it have to do with any of this?
You asked me if there was anything I was hiding. That's what I was hiding.
Gotcha. Well, we'll have to deal with that when we're off the boat. But I think, well, I don't really know if that helps us in a current moment. Let's check back on Scarrett and see if he's found anything in his room. Okay?
Right.
Before we do that, I am going to suggest we take a quick break before we head into the third act.
Dramatic.
Dun dun dun! Welcome back. So here's the fun part. Welcome to the third act. From this point, going forward, we have had a confirmed murder. We've had a second blackout. Suspicions abound. We've searched rooms. We've formed theories. We've formed alliances. Had a few disagreements. Some secrets were revealed, shared. But from this point, going forward, the killer, the murderer, will now have my assistance in completing their goals. I will do everything within my power to make sure that they achieve what they want to without it pointing back to them. And I am going to, on my own, have a set of triggers and timers where I just increase and crank it up. But if you would like to attempt to solve the mystery, you can have your detective moment where you come forward with your, I would like to solve, and here's what I think happened and the motivations behind. And if you are correct, then we can move to capture the murderer. However, if you are just moving to solve and fail, you are now a target, and the clock will be increased exponentially for when you are about to die. So please make sure your theories are sound before you move to solve. So, welcome to the third act. What is every one of you doing?
So, we left off that I was left alone, and I'm going to make this super duper fucking suspicious immediately.
Tony's the
Checking my own
murderer.
room.
Confirmed. Okay, cool.
Checking my own room. I see that my desk has been busted open with, I'm going to assume, trickling of water coming from it, from the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to kind of...
And it's pretty busted up. Not latching. No longer. Yeah.
I'm going to pull it out and see the contents that are there. The dagger, venom, the poison, the dust. I'm like, interesting. Very interesting. And I'm going to pocket it. I'm going to take that little flask that has the fairy and put the dust in that little bad boy. And I'm going to look around the rest of my room. See that my footlocker is open and close it. This is interesting. No one said they came into my room, and yet here we are. I'm gonna make my merry way out.
At this moment, the whole deck is plunged into magical darkness. What is everyone doing? Anders, what are you doing?
I am rushing to where I remember Carmilla standing by the desk and gripping onto her.
I need everyone to, from this point forward, also be constantly checking your DMs in Discord. Anders, you are unable to find anyone in the darkness.
Carmilla?
Warrington, what are you doing?
I summon my rapier.
In the darkness? Okay. What are you attacking?
No, I'm not. Just getting it ready.
Oh, okay.
I'm summoning it, yeah.
All right. Mormac, what are you doing?
Oh, invisible, ducking to the side and blaming Wexley.
Okay. Misty, what are you doing?
Misty would have been stepping out into the hall with Wexley, and when this happened, she would have almost done one of these. Like, here and no further. Like, trying to, like, block, like, anybody trying to take. No take, only mine. And let me see if I have anything. 1 second. She's gonna try and focus on, again, like, there's a couple of things that everybody has that might make sound, right? Warrington has the chains on his hands that might jingle as he moves by. She knows what that sounds like. Mormac has his gem that he's twirling and might make a slight tinking sound on his fingernails as he moves. She wants to listen, like, very intensively to anything that might be happening in her immediate vicinity, trying to hear any, like, telltale sounds, smells, anything of that nature that might move past her in the dark, and being ready to, like, get them if they try.
Okay, and you're over by your chambers where you were talking to Wexley, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, you can hear Wexley nearby, and sounds of down the hallway movement and stumbling about. You're also gonna hear way off in the distance Anders calling out for Carmilla and not getting a response.
Okay.
Nothing in the immediate vicinity, though.
Okay. And no, as she hears that kind of stumbling in the distance, she'll go, "Smargisba!" as she curses, and that's my turn.
Okay. Scarin, what are you doing?
After pocketing the dagger, the dust, the poison, and the darkness comes in as he exits his room, he's going to take, does he know the general direction of going downstairs to where Anders went?
Yeah, okay. General direction.
Okay, he'll take a right hand to the wall and just kind of follow it as he's going. So Misty may hear just like the light, that light scraping of finger, like just kind of going across the wall as it rakes. But he's not like he's kind of like rushing, but he's also not sprinting because, haha, I don't want to trip and break my goddamn kneecaps in the dark.
Okay. Wexley.
Okay. So important question: are we between Scarin and the downstairs? Like, is the fastest path through me?
Yeah, probably.
As soon as I hear him, like, as soon as I hear somebody coming towards us, I cast Gust of Wind in that general direction, trying to push that person back.
Oh, good heavens. Is that a save?
It would be a strength 14 to
oh, good luck me.
resist it.
I got a 2.
Okay.
You're pushed away.
Okay.
Gustily.
Gustily pushed away. Very good. Are you doing anything else, Wexley?
No.
Okay, Father.
I mean, I'm gonna like hold on to Misty to, as much as anything else, just make sure that she knows where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Father Wyndham will sit. I assume myself and Seymour were still in Warrington's room when this occurred, and he'll sit quietly on Warrington's bed, and the darkness will take over, and he'll just kind of clutch it and say, "Worry not, Seymour. If you die, I am here."
Okay. the darkness will lift. And Anders. Carmilla's body is on the floor in the room. Her neck stabbed in a similar manner as with Stella. A knife laying on the floor. It is a different knife than the one thought to kill Stella.
The rest of the ship hears a blood-curdling seagull scream that just pierces through the walls and doors as I rush to Carmilla's side, ignoring the knife to just hold her in my arms and begin to weep.
Okay.
Turn your wind off. I need to get to the master.
Is it light again?
It is light again.
Yeah, wind comes off.
Ah, idiot. And he's gonna just dash.
Okay. You're dashing. You get down to Anders.
So... Oh. So what happened?
Just incoherent sobs mixed with a short message of I'll kill whoever did this, and he'll just continue sobbing.
It was just you two, right?
So I thought, this is why I don't fuck with magic.
And Scarin will look around, like, are there footprints? Anything to work off of?
Roll an investigation for me.
I did not take that. I got an 8.
Okay. No, but you, of course, are welcome to try and solve if you would like.
Do it.
No, I don't have enough
Just do
pieces
it.
of the puzzle on hand.
Just do it. Get
Okay.
salty.
But
Alright.
I'm gonna console Salmer and call for the others.
Okay. You guys will hear Scarin calling out for people to join him down near the engine room.
Misty will turn to Wexley and say, "We should go there. But I believe that we should check. I fear that. I imagine that Stella's body and our crewmate might have also. I fear something might have happened to them. So if we can pass by there on our way, just as like a quick look in on our way down, kind of a deal, that'd be great."
Okay. Roll investigation for me or perception.
I'd love to do perception.
Yeah, do that.
That's a 9. Wait, no, I have advantage. Time out. I'm using it. Haha. That's a 16, and I'm using my +2. That's an 18. We're going all in.
Okay, as you are heading downstairs, I don't know that there is much to see on these wonderfully smooth floors. It's not like someone was tracking mud anywhere. There's no blood droplets or anything of that nature. Someone was able to just get to where they needed to go very
Okay.
easily.
And as we pass the room with Stella's, because Misty was like intentionally wanting to like make sure Nasher was still in there, a-okay. Like, and if she just looks in and he's dead, she'll just go, "He's dead," and like.
He's
keep
absolutely dead.
Okay, all right, very cool. Okay, so
Has been for a while.
right, and is Stella's body still there?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Misty's gonna turn and look at Wexley, if he came with her, and just. I believe we've been put on a ship with a bunch of psychopaths.
Hey, I fucking hate everyone on this boat right now.
I
Except
thought
for
I
you.
hate them too. No, truly, Wexley, I'm pretty sure there's an emergency dinghy. Do you want to just get out of here?
Yes.
I'm afraid we might have to use that as an option.
We can probably get to shore without too much difficulty. Should we even bother going downstairs? Below deck?
Well, I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it. If I run away now, they'll think I've done it. And then I'll have no chance at returning to my post. I have to find out who did this. I understand, Wexley, if you need to go, though. I support you. You know that I always have.
No, if I leave, they'll blame you. Say that you're covering for me. No. We're in this till the end, and we get that cool hand clasp moment.
And she looks at him. Wexley, yes, we are.
Is something... Are you quite well?
Oh, no, sorry. Old habit. I spent some time on a goblin ship, and I curse like a sailor.
Of course. And I guess we venture down.
Okay.
Just like before, after the lights come back on and there is no immediate threat to his person, Mormac will pop back into existence.
Okay.
Father?
There you are, Mr. Seymour. You are still well.
Happened?
I do not know, but that sounded like the scrawl of a soulmore. We should investigate. One of them might have perished or been otherwise harmed, and I would very much like to see that.
What are we supposed to... Okay.
Additionally, you might want to make yourself present so you are not a suspect.
I don't want to be stabbed.
Then, being in a large group gives you the best chance of narrowing down who it is. Simply place someone between yourself and everyone that is otherwise in the room.
Okay.
Good. Are you well?
I'm too young to die, Father.
Oh. Age does not matter to the devourer. Our span here is but
The fuck?
a natural point in time,
Aren't you
a
supposed
natural
to-
part of the period.
What kind of... And
If
I'm
you
just
are
gonna
meant-
leave.
At this point, the ship is plunged into darkness. Magical darkness. Spreading all over. And
I
again,
immediately turn around and dive into the father's arms, trying to find him.
I catch him and will like pat his head. There.
Oh shit, never mind, and pushed away.
Okay.
You can hear, never a priest in the dark, never a priest in the dark.
okay. Oh my god. Mormac runs off. Anders, what are you doing?
What are you doing, Anders?
What are you doing?
What's going on?
It's fine. Oh, HP. That hurt. I'm laughing too hard. It hurts. I'm just going to glare into the darkness and use my cane to stand up.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay. All right. And then, let's see. Commodore, what are you doing?
Me all alone in this hallway?
Mm-hmm.
Same as before. Not, no move. Just do rapier out ready for whatever comes my way.
Okay. All right. Mormac, you've run away from the priest in the dark. What are you doing?
No, I grabbed the priest, and then I'm trying to get somewhere else in the room, the corner of the room, distance between the priest and I.
He's taking my advice. He's very good.
It was a moment's weakness.
Okay. Misty.
Misty is going to, having that moment of kinship with Wexley, as the darkness cuts, she'll under her breath just say, make for the escape boats. And this is fucking nuts. She's over it.
You do not hear a response from Wexley. Scarin, what are you doing?
I'm knowing Solmer is inconsolable at this moment. At the moment that we were at, the darkness coming, he's gonna have the dagger in hand at this point. Like, ready to defend himself and Solmer if someone, because he was told someone was down there with them. He's ready to throw fucking hands. And these hands are rated E for everyone. So...
Okay. Father, what are you doing?
I stand at the door and offer my rosary and put a hand to my chest. Oderet dum mentuant. And we'll get ready to blast anyone with lightning if they try to stab me.
Okay. The darkness eventually fades as you all stumble about, heading off in random directions, calling out and not being answered, running into the occasional furniture. And finally it dissipates, and you are back in the light. Wexley is dead on the floor. Captain. However, you are the only one in the room, so no one else will know this information, fellow players.
Misty looks down. I'm guessing it's one of my daggers in the neck.
Yes.
She'll bend down, and tears will kind of fill the corners of her eyes as she gently runs like a hand over Wexley's face and pulls the dagger out, slipping it back into its known sheath in the bandolier. I'll get them, Wexley. Don't you worry. And she's going to turn her hat, and she now looks just like Wexley, hat and all, as she disguises herself to look like Wexley. She's then going to slip, try to quickly hide the body as much as she can, just pulling it to the side somewhere. And she's going to then move as quickly as she can to whoever, or the voices that she hears most immediately.
That would probably be Father Wyndham and Scarin from where you are. Possibly the Commodore.
You mean Seymour?
Yeah.
The room too.
Yeah, you guys are all kind of grouped over there. No, I guess Scarin's downstairs now. So, Mormac, Commodore, and Father. You three would probably be the closest to Captain. I mean, to Wexley.
Wexley. Does it kind of look like a wizard hat?
Yeah.
Wait, oh shit, no, time out.
Yeah, we will wait. We will wait. You go do the thing.
Are you well, Mr. Seymour?
What do you mean, am I well?
Are you still alive? And it seems you are.
Yes, are you?
Looks himself over. It would appear I am still here and have not yet been brought into my lord's gaping jaws.
Do you think that someone dies every time the lights go out?
It's an increasing possibility, yes. It appears the killer enjoys the cover of darkness rather than a straightforward confrontation.
But there's only 2 dead.
Are you sure?
Don't know.
We should investigate then.
Let's go.
Indeed. And I'll step out and, give a nod to Warrington.
Let's go see what this is about.
You're still alive. It's good.
So are you. Surprising.
Yes. Surprising. Did I strike you as one who would die?
Not necessarily.
Why are you
just
all just standing here? There's been a murder. Haven't you been paying any attention?
We heard the screaming.
We were about to make our way there. We simply were recounting our number, Master Wexley.
Who died?
The captain. Stabbed with one of her own daggers. It was horrific.
Where's the body?
Back where I left it. But I don't see there's any point in investigating it now.
Boys.
There's no one else back there.
There's
What do you-
absolutely a point in investigating it. Good point, Warrington.
I believe we heard a screaming downstairs, and then we didn't hear anything from the captain. I think there's a consensus. You all want to go downstairs with Anders, or y'all want to go find the captain's body?
We should collect ourselves quickly and see who's still alive and who's still dead.
Well, let's see who's... I want to see the body here.
Why? There's no point in it.
Warrington said that he wanted to.
I don't
Look,
remember.
Warrington's the only one that's made any sense since we've gotten on here. The two of you and that captain have been
Seymour, you're getting
sneaking
very
about.
upset. Is there something that you want to tell me?
I don't want to die.
Oh, well. None of us do.
Mormac, do you have a...
Not necessarily true.
You're a caster, Mormac, right? You have that message cantrip on you?
Message? No, I can't. I mean, given time, I could probably learn to cast message, but I can't.
Not the higher one, not the one that goes long distance, the one that goes a short distance. The easy one.
I could if I studied more. It's not beyond me, but
Tell you what, why don't you go,
Seymour, where were you just now? In the dark.
They were in my room.
Yes, I can
Are you
account for
certain
his
of it?
location. Yes.
They were.
where were you, Wexley?
I don't...
Why are you
I
pointing
was-
fingers?
Because I believe I know who did it. I believe I know everything. I believe
Are we having a detective moment to move to solve?
I have you, Seymour. I believe. You'll watch as Wexley goes and turns his hat around, shifting it to look exactly like Misty standing in front of you. Her everything is as you last saw her.
She forgot to take off the mustache.
I'm working on it. I just have to get to the right setting. It's just they're all everywhere. There we go. And she will look directly at Seymour. Tell me, did it hurt? Did it hurt when Stella loved Carnilla more than she ever loved you?
What are you talking about?
I find it interesting.
Why are you looking?
I find
No.
it interesting, Seymour, that after all of the barbs, the underhanded comments, the snide remarks, that she was the first of us to kill. That doesn't really make a lot of sense, doesn't it? Wouldn't it be better to kill Father Wyndham, the man who could, quite frankly, make us all tell the truth? But these are all crimes of passion, not crimes of logic. So you killed her, Carnilla. And you killed Stella for not loving you, and then you killed the object of the desire. Then you killed Wexley. I can't understand it, but I think it's simply because, well, you're an asshole.
I'm an asshole.
There's a note.
The one person that walks out of the room saying that we haven't even seen a body. Wexley
Misty
could
will
be
hold up
standing
the
behind
note.
the door.
Misty will hold up the note that Wexley palmed to her and say, "This references a man." Now, at first we thought it was Scarron, for perhaps he cares very much about Lord Anders. He believes any threat should be taken out, but that's not who she was referencing. It was you. She knew that your jealous rage would be the death of them all.
I commend you, Misty. You're going to get away with it. All of it.
No, I'm not, and neither are you. And Misty is going to take one of the daggers out and hurl it right at Seymour, trying to pin him to the wall so he can't Misty step or fucking do shit.
Okay. Mormac, Misty has moved to solve. Is there anything you would like to say in your defense? Or is there
Misty
anything you would like to confirm or deny?
I will confirm that Misty has thrown a dagger at me. I will confirm that no one has seen a body. I don't know what else to say. The one person that we didn't look at the most is throwing daggers.
So here is what I will do since I laid out the rules. Misty had her detective moment where she laid it all out, came forward with the clues. We did the montage of how it all went down. And Misty, you have successfully solved who the murderer is. However, Mormac, how are you responding to that dagger being thrown at you?
Well, I guess I would use my reaction to cast shield.
Yep.
Can I roll an attack first, though, to see how good I throw it?
Want to?
Go for it.
Hell yeah.
I just want to see. I assume Mormac is trying to get away.
With shield, I'm at 18.
Okay. Yeah, it will go, but I'm going to...
Spell steal. That's a first level shield, yeah?
It is a first level shield.
It's mine.
Hey, you have a first level shield, which puts my non-shielded AC at 13. Wait, 13 plus my dex. Check, because I am a sorcerer, not a wizard.
So it hits, and also because I am a swashbuckler rogue, I do not actually need to have the normal requirements for sneak attack, so I can apply that damage.
I would like to just say that Saint has given Mormac an advantage on his next roll and one extra action.
You son of a bitch! Let me solve this mystery. Fuck you.
I want to.
And he has a +2 from Mr. Rogers.
What was the total that you got again?
What did the what?
The total of
14.
your attack.
So 14
Right?
to hit.
Okay, so because I am a draconic blood sorcerer, I'm 13 plus my dex, which is 14. So yeah, beats it. Sorry.
Hell yeah. I'm still rolling an attack, dude. I don't give a frick. So we're gonna throw dagger. 14 damage.
Okay.
Bonus action. I'm gonna steady aim. She flips up the dagger and tucks it. She's gonna get ready with the next one. And and is gonna try and keep Mormac from escaping the room, calling out to Warrington. You say you serve the crown? Get to work! There's a murderer in your midst.
Doesn't do anything, just watches. I'll act when I need to.
You said we were coming up?
Where, do I get
Yeah,
my,
we would've been-
Can I
we-
cast another spell? Where are we at?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you have an
we're
extra
at the
action,
action
so
Okay, so I'm going to. So I have 2 third-level spell slots left. I've been tracking my spells this entire time. So I'm going to upcast invisibility to put it on myself.
Counterspell. I'll act when I need to.
Poor HP. Just kidding.
So I have a second action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I will upcast invisibility to use my last spell slot.
Okay. I can't
And
do
run
anything.
like hell.
okay.
I would like to chase using my Rapier of Warning cane as I intend to kill Mormac. I will hunt him down.
How does this work if
Okay, so if he is running though, it's
I would
Rapier
I
of
am gonna try to
Warning.
fly. If it's big enough for me to fly in here, I'm going 50 feet movement, dash, everything. I am dumping it all in.
It's
Hunting.
warning though, and he is not attempting to hurt you. So I do not know if it would really ping anything since he is fleeing while invisible. 200. Hold on, Mr. Rogers is doing things.
HP for HP.
HP
Thank you.
for
I need
HP!
So badly.
Oh my god.
Let's
As
do
chat
D4, right?
bands together to help Mormac.
I can't
I'm
believe you,
using
chat.
I'm curious because
Mormac's innocent.
I'm
He's
curious.
innocent. He's running for his life.
Cornelius.
You also have plus 10 health from Saint.
because it's all of us like stuck in that like it's only one door and it's like them in the room and like it's very squeezed. You can't just squeeze your way through unnoticed. You're gonna have to like push someone. So would they get? I'd use my reaction, but would they get their reaction?
I'm
to...
gonna. That was my point. Is I walked in. I was in the blocking the door. I had my moment.
I would
I
argue. I would like to
want it.
make the argument that they get a reaction to make an attempt to attack the air.
All of you can wait for me to run past you.
No.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the rules.
yeah,
It's
they
true,
went.
It's true.
I'm
Real question: can I unfurl my wings then to take up the entire hallway, so that way this son of a bitch can't pass this way, since I'm coming up from downstairs?
Hey, last HP.
Yes.
Would you like to take advantage of your secret knowledge of this
I
ship?
would. I would like to take advantage of my secret knowledge of the ship.
What?
He will not run past any of you. Instead,
fucking vented.
he will quietly slip into a secret passageway.
Do we see it open?
So, yeah, we would.
We're fucking right there.
You would see it open. It's not within attack of opportunity range of any of you.
That's fine. That's fine.
You
I
can
just need to
pursue.
see
You can pursue.
Yes.
You do not see him. You do not see him, but
it. Okay, no, because here's the deal. I'm in hot pursuit. The second some secret door pops open, Misty is in hot pursuit. I'm going to I use my bonus action. Let's see. Or no, I'm using my bonus action to give me steady aim, which will give me advantage because he's invisible, right? I'm assuming that levels it out. So I get just whatever. I'm just hucking daggers. I've got 50 of these shits. Let's go. I'm just hucking daggers down this wall, screaming and goblin as I chase the murderer of my first mate down through these secret passages.
so using expeditious retreat,
Fuck!
Mormac, you are running down these tunnels that you know like the back of your hand. You have known Stella since you were both children, raised with her, basically, almost siblings. And when she commissioned this ship to be built, you were right there by her side. And she thought it would be extra fun to add in these little tunnels.
Just like when we were young playing tag.
Mm-hmm.
Hate this guy.
Could I just begin making my way up to the lifeboat.
Yes.
Question of who gets there first.
Just,
and
well,
Soma
there's
wants to-
multiple lifeboats, but Father Wyndham calmly, without a word to anyone, says to himself, left turn and step, and begins walking up
Exit,
towards
page left,
the lifeboats to see himself quietly away from the ship.
Oh, well, I intend to see if our murderer friend will be there. I have words for him.
There are multiple lifeboats.
Yeah. Well, that'd be
Okay.
they'd all be on the
He
same
may
deck,
be in one of these.
Well, I'm just making my way there, and if he's there when I get there, then we'll talk.
Okay.
If not, then
All right. What is everyone else doing? Misty, as you are running down these tunnels, you don't even hear footsteps ahead of you anymore.
She's going to scream out in Goblin in frustration and just keep running. Like she just wants to try and catch this guy. Like she had him. She freaking had him. Like she wants this.
Okay, you don't even, you can continue down these tunnels, however, at some point there is going to be a branch. Where, like, do you have any idea of where he might be heading?
I feel like he's trying to get off the boat, right?
Okay, yeah,
But
you
also,
are
I
able...
tagged him with a dagger, so he's probably bleeding. So
Ooh.
I'm gonna look down,
Okay.
like, regardless of magic, that blood, once it leaves him...
Yeah, you are able to find the blood trail and follow.
He got healed. He got healed.
He did.
For a small...
Stop bleeding.
For a small section of the tunnel, and then the blood trail is gone.
But is it enough to point me in the direction that he went?
It's enough to indicate to you that he is probably headed for the lifeboats. Meanwhile, Father, you arrive back up out at the deck, to where you see the lifeboats.
Mhm.
And suddenly, all of them release, dropping down into the water.
interesting. I'll look over the side calmly and. Are you there, Mr. Seymour? And how many lifeboat? Like 4?
Yeah, we'll say 4. Say 4.
I
He
get an
kinda
extra action.
Looks over at the side. Are you there, Mr. Seymour? I'm not an enforcer of the Crown's justice, but I do have my own, and I'm gonna point at one of the lifeboats and cast Shatter.
Okay.
With the aim to splinter the lifeboat open.
Just a random one?
I
Will
just
you
point-
roll a D, or what? From 1 through 4, which one do you hit?
I'd love to. Well, he'd probably start with the right, or whatever sailing term. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. From the front of the ship to the right, and he'd go for the front one. First.
Okay. Nothing happens.
No, miss.
A miss.
There is no scream.
Go to the next one. Shatter. Back. It's the back right.
Okay. Miss.
I'll begin making my way quietly over to the left, and I mean that might be enough time for someone else to join.
Yep.
If
Yeah, Misty's gonna come busting out of a tunnel onto the deck as you are pointing out of the boat and just shattering the lifeboats one by one.
Hello, Captain.
She's going to run over. So there's 2 lifeboats left that could be him, correct?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I have my bonus action. I would like to. I'm going to jump off this ship. I don't know if I've got like a 50-50 chance of like getting the right one, but at least then I'll like be in the water near him, kind of a deal. With daggers out where the oars would be, or like trying to target where he's most likely to be, to try and like jump and stab this guy. So there's like front and back, right? One or
Mm-hmm.
two? I rolled 2.
Okay. Nothing. Like you're trying to see if there's.
I'm like in. I picked boat 2. I ran and like jumped in. Like
There is no one in there. No. Like if you're swinging about to try and hit something, stabbing everything, there's no one in there.
Okay. Then I would like to use my bonus, my additional action, because I could have done all of that with a dash, bonus action, whatever, to then run and like try to jump into the other lifeboat before it gets too far away. Because now I know.
Okay, so you're gonna dive off of the boat and go swimming for this lifeboat and climb in?
Yeah. Well, no. He's still invisible, right? Okay, we're going all in. Chat, if you can give advantages or pluses, now's the time to do it. I'm a sharpshooter, so I'm going to use my bonus action to steady my aim, giving myself advantage on my next attack roll. I am going to call my shot, so it will be a -5 to whatever I roll. But if it hits, it'll do 10 extra damage. So this is what we're doing, y'all. Oh, fudge. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on. That's a 17.
You are able to fire. There's nothing to fire at.
What?
It's a diversion.
This motherfucker on this motherfucking boat. She watches as her least favorite knife flips off into the ocean with no one there, and is going to turn around and look up at Wyndham and just be cursing like in lines of profanity and goblin. Just and then he went over there and he
Make your way back to the ship. You will find him.
So,
Or he will live.
didn't he have the potion?
What?
Which potion?
Potion with power.
If I'm not mistaken, someone around here had a potion of water breathing.
It's on my person.
Okay. Or is it?
I would have. No. Because there
So,
hasn't been some-
Mormac.
How many rolls are passed back and forth between DM and a player what you wouldn't even know of?
Mormac, after swimming quietly away, hearing the explosions of ships behind you, you are able to make it to Shargan's Talon, the island in the harbor, where you rest for a bit. Your invisibility still lasting, since it's an hour, and this was not too long of a swim. It is not a giant harbor. You are eventually able to swim and pull yourself up onto the piers, where you can drip dry and head in further to the city of Stormreach, tucking down an alleyway and fading from sight.
The entire time, he's walking away, he's murmuring to himself, Stella, I deserved better. I deserved that. I gave it away. And then, her? If I had known before, it wouldn't have been quiet. It wouldn't have been secret. They all would have known. Damn that porter for being late. And that's it.
Okay. I am gonna bring everyone back from the red ocean of death. Proper, if you're out there, return to us. I would love each of you, Mormac having had his send-off, each of you to go around, starting with Corndog, to give your character their send-off, their walk into the sunset, or just their in memoriam. Corndog, you start.
So, Anders took flight And upon realizing that he wasn't in any of the boats, thought, son of a bitch. And looked around, found the nearest area to swim to that wouldn't be too taxing on Mormick, and then flew his way over there, dashing over the water, well up into the sky, to come to a pier where he saw water dripping off of nothing. Followed the water dripping off of nothing and perched outside, where he waited.
Okay, Anders goes full Revenant, tracking Mormac until the end of his days. Waiting, watching, hunting. Carmilla, Carmilla, is there anything you would like to say in memoriam of your character?
I'm blanking on what the term is for D&D version of Heaven. But at least Stella and Carmilla are there together.
Celestia.
It's the Devourer's jaws, of course.
Commodore.
Commodore gets a sending stone, lets his boys know to go to all ports within the vicinity. We got a new contract on our hands, and as much as he hates it, he's gonna team up with Anders to find the son of a bitch. It's worth a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Misty.
When Misty gets to shore with Wexley's body, she is despondent. She is heartbroken, and she takes her savings that she had been putting away to try and buy a ship of her own, and spends it on making sure that Wexley is buried with a small tower as a little monument to him. She then turns to the sea, and her nickname changes over time as she builds a crew of no men, because the only man who was ever decent about serving under her as captain was Wexley. The only man who ever treated her with respect that she deserved was Wexley. Never again. Never again. And Misty Swale, Terror of the Seas, with her all-female crew, will kill every single man on every single ship that they ever find, searching for more Max Seymour, but knowing it doesn't fucking matter, because they're all gonna be dead anyway. Those sons of bitches.
Okay, Scarin, how you doing?
I'd also like to find out, what about the chef? He was pretty cool, chill dude, and you just completely ignored him. Anyway, I'm following Mr. Solmore until otherwise told not to. I'm still in servitude to the Solmore family. Still had a pretty good life. I mean, I'm gonna have to take a hot minute to find him, but you know, being with the Aarakocra for the last 60 years, probably have a way of finding Solmore one way or another. And who knows?
Scarin,
I have centuries.
do you have no other way of finding someone?
You can be on my. You can jump on my ship. We'll find them.
Do I?
Scarin, you have no other resources in which you could call on to find Anders?
None that I'm willing to share. But I'm sure there are little tidbits here
The
and there.
session is literally over.
No.
What do you mean you don't want to share it?
Secrets forever. That's how I do it. All day, all night. It's how I win.
Wexley.
Um,
Wexley, would you like to give a little in memoriam for yourself?
Since nobody resurrected me with the 100 platinum that was in my...
That's my thing. Is like I don't know if Misty would have gone out through your stuff. She would have just like given you the stuff.
It's fine. It's fine. What ends up happening is, for as long as Mormac Seymour walks this earth, he is plagued by a curse of sorts. Everywhere he goes, every time a service worker is asked to do something for him, it just takes an insufferably long time for it to happen, and no amount of complaining, badgering, or browbeating ever gets that to change.
Father Wyndham.
Well, now I don't know. Is Wexley gonna fucking... Is that a thing that came up? No? Buried him?
I guess not.
You all didn't even bother to see if Wexley was really dead before you chased me off the ship.
I
They were
absolutely
right to
did.
do
I
that.
pulled my knife out of his neck.
That was gonna be the next action.
To be fair, Nasher was dead almost the entire session, and no one ever found the body until Misty randomly walked by. Father, go ahead and give us your ending, please.
Father Wyndham does as he always has, following and shepherding ships through the Devourer's great oceans and seas, and returning to shore here, he'll of course commend the bodies of Primewater and our good friend Nasher and any unclaimed bodies to the sea where they belong, where all life of course begins. And then we'll simply return to his monastery, continue to do his good work and conduct his rituals. And if he's ever asked to be on a ship, of course, he will. And I imagine he'll hear tales of the terrible Captain Swale, and very much look forward to the day that one of them dies.
Okay. All right. That will conclude our murder mystery, Murder on the Primewater Pleasure. This was originally, our first installment was ran last year for Halloween, and that was Murder on the Eberron Express. And this was very much a 2.0, the sequel, the unrelated sequel. So make sure to check us next Halloween for the next installment. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this. I especially enjoyed proper when you established that there were secret tunnels in your Discord message to me. At which point I was like, yes, there are secret tunnels. HP, there's secret tunnels. So I loved that you guys were willing to speak truth into the universe.
Straight up rude.
Now, I do want to explain one thing. The question was, why did I actually kill Wexley? So I killed Wexley because Misty was the only one to be blamed for it, and all of Misty's blades had been the ones that have killed. So if I could get rid of Wexley and get the rest of them to blame Misty, then Skirin is the next obvious choice, which gets rid of Anders, and then I'm down to the final three, and that means I win.
Maybe.
That's the hope.
We'll never know.
Captain Misty was on your ass.
Captain Misty, she beat the hell out of every deception.
How did
check.
you not feel those knives being taken from your body?
Mage hand.
Mage hand.
With subtle spell. So I was a sorcerer. I used subtle spell, so there was there were no verbal components at all. Everything Mormac did was within the rules.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So yeah, thank you all for working with me behind the scenes and secret little DMs back and forth, passing knowledge to make sure that this all worked on screen. I loved your guys' ability to just roll with the rolls and just very much craft this thing as we went along. For those of you who don't know in chat, we literally roll who the killer is as we are going live. And I just messaged him saying, ding, you're the killer. At which point everyone has to start figuring out what's going on and why it's going on. Just making things up on the spot. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. Players, if you want to go around and just tell everyone where they can find you, we'll just kind of do it in counterclockwise order.
That means it's me. Hello, everyone.
That means it's you.
It's me, Corndog McGraw. You can find me on the internet at Corndog McGraw. Fuck this. I'm so bad at you, HP.
I love you dearly, Corndog.
See about that. I'm gonna come fuck every one of your streams up from now on. Yeah, I don't have thoughts. You'll see me in like 10 days from now here in Queen's Gambit. Okay, bye.
Proper.
Hello, everyone. My name is Proper Nerdy. I played Carmilla Fireborn, and I'm very sad that she died rather quickly. You can find me on lots of shows. I'm on Stargate tomorrow, and then on Harper's on Tuesday. My real gem in the crown, or whatever you want to say, my pièce de résistance is Madness Calls It Forth, a monthly City of Mist campaign where I have Vermin, and I have Luca, and I have Ekaj, and I have Chrissy, and they're all lovely characters, and things have gotten very dark, and only 3 episodes so far, so please join us on November 15th for our 4th episode, and then I'll pass it off to Dev below me.
Hey y'all, it's Dev Develops. Had so much fun tonight. Screw you.
Respectfully.
Always. Yeah, find me in the Discord. Let's hang out. Let's chat. See you when I see you, whatever that means. On to the next. Beautiful human.
Oh, really? Beautiful human. How sweet of you. I am the Last Hit Point Hero, and tonight I played Mormac Seymour, the passion-filled murderer of the high seas. You can find me tomorrow night DMing Stargate Phoenix as we see what happens as Phoenix 4 explores another newfound gate address. After that, I'm not in anything until it's Oathsworn the Tuesday after. So looking forward to all sorts of wonderful things through the end of October. That is it for me, and I am over to Osiris Franco.
Hello, I'm Osiris Franco. I played Misty No Crew Swale, Vengeance on the High Seas, and I cracked the case, god damn it. So close. If you like my face and the words I say sometimes, you can find me on Twitch and Twitter at OsaraXFranco. I'm in a variety of TTRPG content, both here on TBK Roleplay and over at Nat20. You can find me next in the Harpers on Tuesday. And then we're a little break over the Halloween times, but then I am back next Wednesday running a one-shot called Sentient with a couple of amazing people from the TPK community. Then Friday the 5th, I am in Stargate Basilisk, Bad Squad, Best Squad. And then the 6th, I am running another one-shot in the evening by the Old Oak Tree. And in the morning, we have Dark Echoes Curse of Strahd campaign. A couple other things I'm really excited about. You should go check out Nat20's Twitter because they just announced a very cool Curse of Strahd project the last time around, which I'm so excited and thrilled to be a part of. So go check that out. It's literally gives me the chills. It is so good. Oh my god. So go check that out. Passing it over to Tony.
Hello, I'm Tony. I played the ever suspicious butler. And I don't think I have anything till next week where we have Oathsworn on the 2nd and Dark Echoes on the 6th in the morning. So that's pretty much it for me. I'm backing off for a little while, so we're gonna go up to Vermin.
Hey y'all, I am Legendary Vermin. You can find me as Legendary Vermin on all the places on the internet that matter, and that is, of course, Itch, Twitch, and Twitter. I played for you Wexley, the Wizard Lancaster, and died far before my time. If you want to see more of me, I'm going to be back here next Wednesday, or this coming Wednesday, October the 27th, for Hubris of Man Episode 2. That is our ongoing Alien RPG campaign. So get excited. We have consequences coming up. It's going to be delightful, and everything's going to go well. And of course, as Proper said, I am also a cast member in Madness Calls It Forth, and I sprinkle some one-shots in between that. If you're ever curious about the rest of my schedule, you can find it at legendaryvermin.com/live. And I'll send it over to Turk.
Thank you very much, my child. Hello, everyone. I was playing Father Wyndham, the Incubus Cleric of the Storm, and General Shepherder of the Dead to the Sea. Very fun times. Loved seeing everyone die. Good job, Murder. I'm very proud of you. Anyway, if you want to see more of what I do, then I have good news. This first front of the week is going to be quite busy. We have Harper's on Tuesday, Hubris of Man, of course, on Wednesday, where there will be banter and bullets and all the good things in between. Then we're going to have Oathsworn on Tuesday. It will be an absolute dream of a travel session. And Curse of Strahd on the 6th. And that's kind of going to be it. But I also might have something coming up over on Neon Lights on the 11th with a fun Naruto series that we're doing over there. I'm getting roped into some stuff. But yeah, basically it's just Harper's Oathsworn and Aliens and Dark Echoes all the way down for me beyond here. But thank you so much, everyone, for watching and playing with me and thinking I'm creepy. I tried real hard. I'm going to throw it over to Luca.
Hi, I'm Luke Locke. I am Dungeon Master, sometimes player, and design coordinator for TPK Roleplay. I make overlays and other things out there on the internet. If you want to see more of me, I'm going to be back here tomorrow for Stargate Phoenix, and then back on Tuesday running a Harper's one-shot. And then I will not be back until after Halloween because for the holiday of Halloween, I observe privately. And after that, I will be back for more one-shots, Dark Echoes, everything like that. So just check the schedule and find me there. Thank you, everyone in chat, for helping my wonderful little murderer get away. This was so much fun, and I loved being able to do it a second time, and I love you all, and good night.